to Sway TV. I'm your host, JJ, here on Amazon Live, and I'm so excited!
We're gonna have some fun on the street.
And we're doing Workout Wednesdays here on Amazon Live.
And she is fresh off the set of Shark Tank.
It's such an honor to be here today, so thank you.
We are gonna be talking all about parenting.
You have no idea how honored I am to have Mr. Tim Story making his world premiere right here on Sway TV Live.
Functional medicine is all this stuff. It's integrating things that improve your life.
This is our tribe of women.
I completely agree with you, Kimmy. It starts with being happy with how you look.
What is the key to a successful business?
We made history here on Amazon Live. Would you ask her out again, Michael?
I am so excited for today's Battle Shop Live.
And it's Brad Grunberg. Hi, Brad.
Here we go. Get curious. Get curious.
Rosalind just said this is better than Netflix.
Oh, Naveen says this is better than Netflix. Yes! There's a Tesla. You can actually buy a car on Amazon. That is so crazy. The perfect gift. Yes, we got our Drake's Cake break.
David is live streaming. We got it right up in the corner. I love this.
Oh, that feels so good.
Oh my God, that is the coolest thing ever.
So awesome.
Shake, shake, shake.
Shake your zoo life.
This is fun. Drum roll, please. Dun, dun, dun. So many giveaways here at Sway TV.
And one person's gonna win a PS5. Which one will it be?
Here we go. I'm so excited. I can't even stand it.
And Sam's in the chat says Sway TV rocks. Woo!
We're still going. Yeah, we don't sleep at Sway.
One of the best comments I've ever received, ever, hands down. This is fun. We love Sway TV.
I cannot make this up.
We are awarding you with the PS5 as well.
4, 3,
2, 1.
All the time streaming live. We're sharing great products. We're doing great interviews and amazing giveaways.
Amazon, we love you, Amazon. So grateful for you guys and for Sway TV.
I've had such a great time with all of you.
Shop attainment all the time.
It is a girl's dream come true for someone like me to be able to give you dating advice and shopping all in one platform.
Amazon Live, woo! Do, do, do. Woo! Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's go. Let's sway. Stay tuned. Woo!
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sway TV. I'm your host, Candace Kita, and I'm coming to you live from actually almost sunny California. Do you know, I am coming to you live. It's about almost 6:30 in the morning on Tuesday, and you guys, we have such an awesome guest today that I wanted to introduce you to, but you know, because I'm coming to you live, that you can leave a comment, a suggestion, a question for our guest in the chat. Actually, Sammy, you're there live. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being there this morning, Sammy. You say you're first. Hi, Sammy. How are you? It's sunny and it's hot. Oh, Dog Lover, thank you so much for following us. I see you in the chat too. Where are you coming from and what time is it where you are? I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much. And you know what? I'm a dog lover too. So anyways, you guys, without further ado, I want to introduce you to an amazing guest that we have today that I know you guys are just going to love. She's done so much in film, in television, commercials. She's been an actress for many, many years, and you guys have seen her on a lot of shows. So we have so many shows that we want to share with you today that are available on Amazon and Amazon Prime that she is involved with. She's going to talk a lot about her career and how she became an actress, her longevity in Hollywood. So without further ado, I would like to introduce everybody to Enya Flack. Enya, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Candace. Good morning, everybody.
Oh, it's so great for you to join us here. It's so early in the morning. So now we'd like to know, tell us, why don't we go all the way back to the beginning? Why don't you tell us, like, when did you decide to come into acting, become an actor, a model? Like, how did you get started? Because I know that you're not originally from California.
No, I'm not. And thank you for asking all these questions. It's so funny. I did not start off to be an actor at all. I'm from the East Coast. As a matter of fact, I'm on the East Coast now, but I'm from the East Coast, and I studied radio, TV, film, but from the production side in Washington, D.C., George Washington University. And but I also studied journalism. So I had in mind that I was going to be a journalist. And so, but I had training in the performing arts, from the time I was about 4 years old. I took ballet, I took, all kinds of instrumental music lessons and all that sort of thing. So I was comfortable in front of the camera, but certainly never thought I would be an actor. Cut to, I end up in San Francisco after my heart was broken, after a relationship that gone all the way through college. My heart was broken. I just decided I'm going to move west, and I moved to San Francisco, and I was teaching at a modeling school, and I was teaching men how to do runway modeling. I had some modeling training, and I found a job. I think I paid like maybe $12 an hour, but I moved there, and as luck would have it, just by chance, a guy who is now a casting director still, I think, in LA, Patrick Baca. I'm sure you know Patrick. He came to scout for talent at the time. He was a talent manager at the time. And he came to our school, interviewed a lot of people. As a teacher, I wasn't supposed to get to talk to him. That just was against the director's rules and such. But, he kind of poked his head into my office and said, can I talk to you? And asked me if I had if I had acted at all. And I literally, Candace, had taken one class in college.
Wow.
One drama class, and I personally thought I was horrible in it. I was a very shy person. And so, thought I was awful. But anyway, he had me read some sides with him. Sides meaning, that's parts of it. For anybody who doesn't know, parts of a script with him. And somehow in his head, he thought, I really think I could represent you. I really think I could represent you. Would you be willing to move to LA? And I had just moved to San Francisco.
Wow.
And I said, I know, it's one of those kind of Cinderella stories. And I said, I don't think so. But he convinced me to come down for an audition. About 2 weeks later, I booked the very first thing I ever auditioned for in my life.
No, what was it?
It was called Out All Night. It starred Patti LaBelle, Vivica Fox, Morris Chestnut, and Dwayne Williams, not Williams. Anyway, those are the main stars. And I think I had 2 lines, literally 2 lines. I worked for about 2 hours, and when I got that first check, I was like, wow. This is more than I get in a whole month teaching in San Francisco. So, and he convinced me to move down about 3 months later for pilot season, and I took classes from then on, and literally that's how I ended up in acting.
So just so I know the timeline, so we know the timeline, from the time that you moved to San Francisco from the East Coast to the time you moved to Los Angeles was how long?
3 months.
So you had just gotten basically set up in San Francisco, got yourself a job, moved in somewhere, and then had to uproot your life and take that chance.
Yes. Crazy.
That's insane. It truly is a Cinderella story. So let's talk about that. Do you believe that a lot of the industry is talent, but a lot of it is like timing and knowing people, like connections?
I absolutely do. I mean, you have to be able to back up your opportunities with talent, with study, with the preparation. But I firmly believe that it is about timing and making connections, and I was exceptionally fortunate, it doesn't happen that way for everyone, for sure.
Because you weren't even thinking of being an actor at the time.
Not really. I mean, I had kind of dreamt about it a little bit, but again, I was really, really shy as a kid. And so I kind of hid behind my instruments. I thought it was, for a long time, I thought I was going to just be a classical musician. I played piano and harp. And so, it's easy to sit there and but to talk with people or even to look someone straight in the eye, oh my gosh, no, that was not me.
Wow. Well, then how would you suggest to people that are just coming into the industry, if you know no one and you come to Hollywood, like you knew one casting director, how do you network? What do you suggest?
Well, I mean, I think there's so many great opportunities, at least when you and I got started in this, actually. There are showcases that you can become a part of. I mean, for a little bit, I worked with Central Casting as a background artist. That's a great way to sort of get out there and see who's there and mix and mingle and meet people, I think. Showcases are where you go and you essentially sign up to audition, we'll say, for casting directors and producers, directors, what have you, who might see you. And just try to meet other actors and sort of pick their brains, because, that's a great way to get information.
Well, how did you get your first agent, your first manager?
Well, my first manager was the gentleman who came and did the scouting.
Okay.
At the time, he was a manager. He introduced me to several different agents, and I was accepted that way. It doesn't happen that way for everybody either.
I was about to say, and you're so composed and elegant and well-spoken and so confident in front of the camera. It surprises me that you said that you were like, oh, I'm so shy, there's no way I can get in front of the camera. Did you take classes to boost your ability to do that and work on your technique?
I absolutely did. As I mentioned, I did want to be a broadcaster once upon a time. And so just a funny little story. I did one of my first public speaking classes. It was a voice and diction class. And I had this professor, and she looked like the sweetest little old lady. Honestly, she was adorable. She was about, 5 feet nothing, and hair in a bun, just sweet little old lady. But we had to do one speech a week on a designated topic. And I remember after my first speech to the class, she said, because I had a fairly heavy Southern accent at the time, and she said, "Miss Black, the word is pen, not pen. It is not senator." And so that was just like put a knife in my chest and twist it for me, because all of my classmates were for the most part from the northern states, New York, New Jersey. So they had different accents, but nobody sounded like I did at the time. So, but yeah, that's how I started. But once I got to Hollywood, I mean, yes, absolutely. I took all kinds of classes, and just private coaching with people that were recommended to me for one thing and then the next.
And didn't you also because you are for people who cannot see you because they're sitting down, you're very tall, very statuesque. Did people approach you also to model? Because I would assume you just even walking around in LA, that would have happened.
To some extent, yeah. To some extent. I never really liked modeling. I am tall, and I did enjoy runway. I've never liked taking pictures. And I still don't. I hate taking pictures. It just makes me really uncomfortable. Yeah.
It's so funny because actors always say that they're scared to do their headshots and they don't like doing it. Are you somebody that way? Because I hear this all the time.
I am definitely like that. I don't, because, as a model and a good actor, I'm supposed to take headshots. You're supposed to know your angles, what's my best side and all that sort of. I don't really know. And then just like, I don't know. tell me what to do and I'll do it. I tell the photographer, but no. I pretty much stuck with the acting, but what I was able to work for me was the broadcasting background also. So I ended up doing hosting as well as acting instead of a little bit of modeling here and there, but I did more of the hosting stuff on the side.
Well, you actually do a lot of hosting now too, because I know that you're on the news. And what are the type of segments? Are you doing lifestyle segments, wellness, fitness, beauty? What are the types of hosting that you do? Because I see it quite often.
Right. I do, as you mentioned, yeah, all of those things, lifestyle, beauty, a little teeny bit of fitness, not so much, but beauty, lifestyle, and occasionally, well, in the past, I've gotten even to do sports and entertainment reporting as well, reporting and hosting. So I've done quite a bit.
You've been somebody for me that I've seen has worked consistently in the industry. And for those of you guys who are just joining us, we're talking to actress and host, model. She's done just about everything, Enya Flack. And today we're going to take a look at some of her great projects that you guys might have seen her in. So why don't we take a look at the first one? Because I love this, and I want you to tell us about your experience. Like, how did you get this job? How many episodes did you do? So I'm going to show everybody right now. Enya did, how many? This is Black Scorpion, the TV series. We're showing you the box set right now, which is available on Amazon. The DVD box set is $138 right now. I think it's an awesome purchase. So tell us, Enya, tell us all about Black Scorpion. How did you get on the show?
You know what? It's so funny because as long as I've been doing this, Black Scorpion is, to this day, still one of my absolute favorite projects that I've gotten to work on. I'm so lucky, so blessed to get to work on that. How I got to do it. When you're an actress, you get these opportunities to audition for various things. This came down the pike, and I went in and I auditioned. It went fine. I got a call back. And I distinctly remember, I can't remember exactly what the comment was, but I was too something or not enough something. I don't remember. I was not right for the part. I got the word from my manager, and he says, no, they said you're too whatever. I don't even remember what what it was. I was too this or not whatever. But I think maybe a week and a half later, I got called back in again. Mm-hmm. And I read for the same part again. Same line, same everything. And then I got the word, you're not right for the part, this and that. Da, da. Anyway, Candace, I think I read for that part. It was either 4 or 5 times. 4 or 5 times I got called back. And I remember the final time I got called back to read for the same role, the same lines, like all over again. One of my good friends was in town visiting, and I was just sort of going, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do for this role, And she says, well, maybe you just need to change your outfit. And she goes through her thing, through her bag, because she always came out with a huge suitcase full of clothes. I told her I didn't even know what to wear. So we found a dress that she brought, and it was a leopard print dress, very fitted, whatever. And she says, maybe this will, wear this. So I wore that dress, went in, auditioned again, and I got the job.
What? Now, how many times did you have to audition total?
I think it was 5 times.
Wow.
I think it was 5 times. Yeah, it was either 4 or 5. I'm pretty sure it was 5. Now, the funny thing about that dress is during the series, if you watch each episode, my character, which was this character, Veronica /Tenderlevin, we can talk about that.
Oh, no!
Yeah. Yeah, every episode, let me think, with the exception of one, yeah. The character wore something that was an animal print.
Really? So it became a part of the character makeup.
Yeah, and I didn't choose that. But, but apparently, I don't know, I said, well, maybe that was it. Maybe that was, they just needed that leopard print dress.
Oh my gosh, you inspired them.
I don't know.
And gave them an idea. Wait, how many episodes did you end up doing?
I can't remember if it was it, I think if I'm not mistaken, there were 26 total episodes. I did all but 21, I think.
Yeah, I know you're in 20-something episodes of the show. So explain the two names, your Tender Lovin' and your Veronica. How, I don't understand that, because this is a superhero show. For those of you who don't know, can you explain a little bit about the show?
Sure. Basically, it's about this character, this woman, police officer, Darcy Walker, who, by the light of day, she's a police officer, but at night she becomes a superhero, Black Scorpion, and she fights crime, which with, you know, as this vigilante will say, doing what she can't do with a gun. I think that's maybe even the opening to to each episode is what they say. My character, well, she has, and I always liken it. I always kind of compare it to Batman, kind of that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So her Alfred, if you will, was Argyle. Argyle was played by a comedian, wonderful comedian by the name of BT. And BT, Argyle, was my boyfriend, Veronica's boyfriend. So, Veronica Tenderlevin, so apparently Tenderlevin was she was once as what do they say, lady of the evening.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's a lady of the evening. But now she is, she's sort of changed her ways, if you will, gone straight and narrow. And so now she is a fashion designer. She still dresses like she did
and
when
the
she
animal
was
print and all that.
But yeah, so that's why we go from, she was Tenderlevin. Both Argyle and Tenderlevin have, criminal backgrounds.
Oh, how funny. Weren't those costumes fun to wear, though?
So great. So great.
I mean, your wardrobe must have been amazing.
It was really wonderful. And, hair and makeup, the great thing about working on that show, and any show where you have these sort of out there characters, is that you can't go too far. I mean, there is no too far. Wonderful as an actor, to sort of not feel like you're, stifled in any way.
Now, where did you shoot Black Scorpion? Was it here on one of the lots in Hollywood? Did you shoot on location?
It was shot in a lot in Venice, California.
Uh-huh.
And the lot was actually set up just for this show. This was produced by legendary producer Roger Corman. And so it was actually, the lot was over near, it's like I said, in Venice, very close to, well, you'll know where this is, near Gold's Gym.
Yes.
Down there, yeah. So, yeah, I don't even think it's still there. But yeah, it was set up just for that.
Oh, how fun. How fun. You guys, we're talking to actress Enya Flack right now. And we were just talking about one of her shows that's available on Amazon. This is Black Scorpion. You guys, if you love superheroes, if you love like good versus evil, villains and good guys, this is a show that you've got to see. She's done so many shows. And, let's go to another one that you've done. Because you've done so many. I was so surprised. Tell me about this show and what you did on it, because I think so many of you guys know about this show. I'm showing you Homeland, the complete series, seasons 1 through 7. This is a DVD box set, and it's $111 for the whole thing. I think that's a great, great deal. Tell us, what did you do on Homeland, and what is the show about?
Well, Homeland, yeah, I'll be honest with you. Homeland, my part on that was very small, but that's okay. They always say there are no small parts, only small actors. So,
absolutely.
So actually, in that, I was a desk clerk at a hotel where Claire Danes comes in, and she's basically undercover as usual. So. And that was a fantastic experience. That was shot in Richmond, Virginia. So it's kind of interesting when you shoot on location because, there's a lot more excitement that surrounds the productions because, in LA, people are used to that, seeing actors and productions and whatnot. But, any place else pretty much, there's a lot of excitement in the town. So, there were people standing around just trying to get a glimpse of whoever, well, the stars, obviously, but anybody who's involved in the program.
Oh, that's so funny. That actually brings up a good question. Where was the most exciting place that you've ever gone to shoot on location for a project?
Tahiti.
Wow. No, why
That
did
was
you go to
amazing.
Tahiti for how long and what? I mean, that sounds like a dream job to get paid to go to Tahiti.
Not too shabby.
No.
Yeah. It was it was actually a pilot. It was a travel type show pilot that did not end up going. But we shot for 10 days in Tahiti, you know, first class accommodations, everything. And just, you know, you can hardly call that work. Just the most beautiful, amazing place I've ever seen.
Well, so now what did they do? I don't understand. So you audition, then they call you up and they say, oh, you booked the job, and you're like, great. And then do they tell you, oh, by the way, you happen to be going to, you know, an island paradise on the other side of the world for over a week? How does that go?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. And truthfully, the funny thing is this project was actually offered to someone else who had the same manager as I did, and she turned it down. She turned it down, quite honestly, because she was she turned it down because she was on or was going to be leaving for Hawaii with the next month or something. So she was going to have to be away from her family. She was on a show that was going to be shot in Hawaii. So she just didn't want to take that extra time away from her family. So yay.
Oh, the choices. Whether like you can't go to Tahiti because you're going to Hawaii.
Yeah. I know. Tough life. But I was happy to be their second choice in that case.
And, you know, a lot of times that happens that people don't understand with actors. By happenstance, you may get a role that is the most amazing role that you've ever had in your entire life just by happenstance, you know, being at the right place at the right time, you know.
Absolutely. Again, the timing, exactly what you were talking about earlier.
Absolutely. Timing. That is crazy. So that, and also we were talking about Homeland too, is that you bring up a really good point for longevity in this business. And I want to ask you, it's like no role is a small role. You know, how did you approach this as like, this is, you know, my, I'm artistic, but this is also my career, and I've got like a business component that I've got to handle too. How much do you think is actually the creative, and how much do you think is the business of the biz?
I think you have to find a good balance of that, Candace. I think, you know, and I tell that because right at this point in my life, I also do some coaching of young actors, and we always have this conversation. You know, there's a young lady came in the other day, and she was saying, I don't want to do commercials. I don't want to do commercials. I said, okay, I understand that. That's great. But you might want to consider this because, you know, I think work begets work. I mean, the more you're seen, the more likely you are to get more work. And so I think it's important I'm a big believer in taking advantage of every opportunity that you possibly can. But, you know, in the long run, even though entertainment is great and TV and film are all great, it's still a business. And you have to keep that in mind, and you have to, you know, be as marketable as you can and so on and so forth. So you have to think about, you know, what is it going to be? What do I have to do to be, you know, marketable and have that longevity? What's going to benefit me in the end? And these days, you know, you see huge stars doing, I tell her, you know, okay, George Clooney does a commercial, Matthew McConaughey, it seems to work for them, but, you know.
Oh yeah, driving the car.
Yeah, exactly. They're, you know, so I think when I got started in acting, you know, maybe there was something to that. Well, you know, if you want to be a serious film actor, then you don't do this and you don't do that. Maybe there was at that time, but times have changed. And, you know, with so many opportunities, not just on television, but, you know, streaming opportunities, I don't think there's a reason to turn anything down.
No, absolutely. I think you bring up a really good point. When there's an option of yes or no, you take the yes. Because you don't know who you're going to meet and the opportunities you're going to lead one thing to another. Because, you know, tell me if this is true in your career, meeting people that they've repeatedly hired you again for other projects.
Absolutely. And then, and as you said, one of the things that I was told or heard that you shouldn't do when I first went to Hollywood is, well, no, don't do background work, because then they'll never see you as a they'll never see you as a potential leading actor. And I can think of at least 2 occasions where I did do background work, and one in particular, I was hired as a featured background performer, which was basically you're standing beside one of the stars. That's essentially what a featured background person is. But the producer came to me after we did the shot, and he said to me, "By chance, do you sing?" And I said, yeah, I can sing. Well, he says, well, because we've got an episode coming up in 2 weeks playing this same character's girlfriend, and and the two of you will be singing the two of them will be singing together. So it'd be really great since we've seen you here with him already. And that became one of my, one of my favorite roles. So I kind of had more kind of an advantage because I had been seen, but because I had been seen in the episode, but I still had to sing. I still had to audition. But, you never know. That opportunity would not have come my way if I had said, oh, no, I don't do background work.
Absolutely. And like you said, taking the yes as opposed to no and seeking those opportunities. I think that goes for everything in life, too. You guys were talking to actress and model and host Enya Flack. If you guys have any questions or comments that you want to ask her about, how she maneuvers through Hollywood and how she's made this amazing career. And like you were saying, no role is small because smaller roles can actually lead to bigger roles. I've heard so many actors over and over say, I only want to do film. And I always think, no, you need to do the commercials too, because you don't know who you're going to meet. You have on-camera experience. You get the resids. I mean, it keeps you going.
That's nice.
It keeps you going as an actor, and people don't understand that. Here's another project that you did. I'm going to show everybody. Tell us about this. I've heard of this show. I don't know much about it, but I know it's a really, it's an acclaimed show. This is the Rules of Engagement, you guys. This is a box set of seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's only $30 because it's on sale right now, you guys. I think it's an awesome, awesome opportunity to see this. Now, Enya, this is a comedy?
It's a comedy. It's a great comedy. It stars David Spade is one of the stars of that one, and that was another fun show to shoot. And another example where you just never know, being in the right place, right time, what have you. In that episode, I play the girlfriend to a woman who is going to be a surrogate for the main couple in that show. And but when I went in for the callback, I really didn't think I had much of a chance at all because, quite honestly, there were about 6 of us in the waiting room.
Oh, for the final callback.
For the final callback,
mm-hmm.
And it was myself and 5 other actresses, all of who were blonde.
Wow. Uh-huh.
And I thought, okay. But and I just that was a case where I thought, all right, well, I'm gonna just sort of throw caution to the wind and do something crazy, and I just sort of did my version of another actor, but it worked, and you just never know if you put yourself out there what might come your way.
Well, what do you think about? You brought up a good point there. What do you think about? Do you encourage actors to take bold decisions in the audition room and make strong choices that think outside of the box? Like you said, you just threw it to the wind.
Absolutely. Because sometimes, honestly, I believe that casting directors don't always know. I mean, they have an idea, but sometimes they don't really know what they're looking for until you show it. They want you to succeed. They're looking for that person that's going to make themselves stand out from everyone else. You can take the safe route, but chances are that's what most everyone else is going to be doing. So, looking for something that makes a difference, even if it's just phrasing. For example, you can say, "Candace, how are you this morning?"
Mm-hmm.
Or you can say, "Candace, how are you this morning?"
I love it. I know
all kinds of ways to deliver a line, but think of what is the average person. What's the likely way that people are going to do it versus what's going to make me stand out. It might not be the right way, but at least they will remember you.
So it's better, like you said, to be different than the 80 to 85% of people that are going to read that line the exact same way. So how do you feel about dressing the character, or looking the character, or adapting that onto yourself when you go in as well?
I think there's something to that. I mean, I don't think you should ever go in costume, and in fact, that's really frowned upon, generally speaking. But I think you can sort of do, I'll say, a nod to the character. For example, if you, okay, here's a great example. I just read for, there's a new show coming out that it's a pilot that it's set in the late 60s. So rather than, putting on, what did they wear? The boots, I guess, the boots and I don't know.
Go-go boots of the 60s, yeah. Nancy
Exactly.
Sinatra, yeah, these boots are made for walking, absolutely.
Yeah. But I remember that they wore A-line, very simple dresses, for example. So I just did that and put my hair up in like a little bun, just to sort of give that feel, but not go too far. I read somewhere, like, if you're going for a period piece, for example, if it's set in a war or whatever, maybe wear something khaki, but don't put on fatigues, that sort of thing.
So a vibe.
Yeah,
rather than a costume. And then, like you said, hair and makeup, same thing, like a vibe, as opposed to just going all out, looking psychedelic for the 60s or what have you.
Right.
That's more important.
Just so that sort of look and go, yeah, I can see that. I can imagine her, that sort of thing.
What about the use of props in auditions? Because I've heard different things about that as well, like glasses and things like that.
I've heard the same thing, Candace. I think simple props. I think, honestly, I've been told recently by several casting directors, like, cell phones, if they say you're on the phone, yeah, pick up, that's phone. That's fine, because it looks weird to go,
I know, hold it like this.
Yeah, don't do that. A phone is fine, but, don't come in with your mug full of coffee and take us, that sort of thing. So simple props. Like, I mean, I think glasses are fine, unless they're playing unless the lights are sort of playing with them and become distracting with the reflection. But don't go overboard with them.
No, definitely. And that actually brings up a good point because, now I feel like you're giving back to the community. You're giving back to young actors, actors that are ingenues, that are just kind of starting out. So tell us about that, because now you coach privately, and you do classes for young actors or actually any type of actor?
I do, yeah. And it's been really interesting because it's something that I never really thought that I would do per se, but it's amazing the knowledge that you can gain over the years just from doing. I mean, I've just drawn from my experience. I do not have a drama degree or anything like that, but I know what has worked for me over the years with auditions, just little tricks that you can't learn from a book. You have to, it's just from doing it. So, but yeah, I work with, I think my youngest student right now, she's, what is she? She's 8. And, but I have another guy that comes to me who's just turned 66. So it's kind of great, actually.
I have a wide range.
Yeah. So I have, and they're, not necessarily people who don't have experience, but perhaps I have quite a few people who have more experience in theater as opposed to television and film and whatnot, and so aren't as familiar with how to maneuver in front of a camera, that sort of thing.
That's a big part of technique that people don't really understand. Like, can you go through, like, for example, you were talking about rules of engagement. I didn't know if that was, a sitcom that's in front of a live studio audience. Can you tell us, like, a brief description of how each one is different, like sitcoms versus film versus being on stage?
Sure. I can do my best with that. Let's start with stage, which I've done the least with. They always say you're supposed to try to project to the last row in the theater. Okay. So everything is big. All of your movements have to be very big, and you have to, project from your diaphragm and all that. So, everything is larger. With film, it's the exact opposite, because, imagine yourself up on a what is it?
A huge screen.
How tall is it? Yeah, a huge screen. But just the slightest movements, like, you know, if you look from here to over there, I mean, everything is huge. But so you want to make everything. So imagine if you were doing something huge, it would be just way too much, basically. So everything is very subtle with film, and so you have to be aware of your eyes, especially, just very, very small things. With sitcoms, it's about timing. There's a rhythm, usually, with sitcoms. And although now with things like with shows like, I don't know, Modern Family, I mean, do you consider Modern Family a sitcom, or is...
Well, it's shot like film, and that's what's interesting, because, I mean, you don't have an audience, but yet it's shot like a sitcom. And like you said, there's a pace that's really quick on sitcom, whereas film, you have time to actually see the actor thinking about things. Sitcom, it's all about getting to the next joke, is the way I kind of feel.
Yeah.
And then kid shows, tell me about that, because I feel like those are really big.
Those are really big, and that's been a struggle for me, I'll be honest with you, in coaching some of these kids. Their kids are so amazing. Yeah, like and that's a whole different pace too. A young lady who reads for a lot of Disney things was educating me on this the other day. She says, "Oh yes," and everything is you know, lots of energy, lots of again with the timing. It's, you know, each I think it's a 2-3 beat setup for
Bada bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely like that. And actually, you know, Enya sent me 2 books that I thought that we could look at today that she highly recommends as an acting coach and somebody who's been in the business for a long time. So I want you guys to see, because these are available on Amazon. What I'm showing you now is how to get the part without falling apart. I love this term, this name, featuring the Haber phrase technique for actors. Now, this is a paperback, and you can find it for just under $20, $19.79 on paperback here on Amazon. You can also find it the Kindle version, which I think is terrific for you guys. It's $10.99, so it's $11. Enya, tell us about this book and why you so highly recommend it.
Well, Margie Haber is somebody who, actually, I'll be very honest with you, I just met her via Zoom over the weekend. I took a master class with her. She is, she's been teaching for about 50 years. And she's worked with people like Halle Berry, with Brad Pitt, with, I mean, her list is, it's amazing. She's worked with some real heavy hitters. And because of that, and because I heard, you know, all sorts of wonderful things about her method, her philosophy, I should say. She doesn't like the word method. Philosophy. I wanted to take the class. But if you're an actor and you struggle with auditioning, or especially with things like memorizing, because memorizing lines is always, you know, always a little bit of a challenge for a lot of people, I recommend this book very highly. So with her phrasing, essentially what it is, she believes in, rather than creating a scene, she creates a slice of life. She believes in creating a slice of life. She says, as human beings, we don't go like, okay, scene 1, I'm in the kitchen. Scene 2, I'm in, you know, whatever. Everything is fluid. Everything is, you know, continuous in life. And so she believes in creating character with that in mind. So say if you have lines on a page, it's about, the phrasing is about, you know, you don't just, for example, if you don't know your lines, okay, and 100%, you want to learn, say, the first line. Perhaps you're looking down, because most of us feel like as actors, when we're speaking, we're supposed to be looking at the camera at all times, right? But that's not true, because if you think about it, people don't talk to each other that way. If you're just having a conversation, you know, you might say, well, you know, Candace, this happens and that happens, and then you're, you know, so we don't keep constant contact. So what's wrong with looking down at the page to pick up those lines very quickly? And, you know, and it's just about taking your time and, you know, allowing yourself to think, as opposed to allowing yourself, rather than just, okay, what's my next line? So thinking about the next line. what is the message that you're trying to get across in that line, or what's going on in that person's head at that time. So I'm not explaining it well at all, but it's basically it's one of the best programs I've seen so far.
That makes a lot of sense. Stephen Booth says, good morning, ladies. Good morning, Stephen. How are you? This is Enya Flack. She's an actress and a host and a model, so much more. And, if you have any questions you'd like to ask her about the television and film industry, now is your opportunity. She's talking to us right now about this terrific book. I want to show it to you guys again. It's How to Get the Part Without Falling Apart, featuring the Haber phrase technique for actors. She highly recommends this. This is by Margie Haber. And for you guys who don't know, that are not in the industry, Margie Haber is just a name that we all know. And I agree with you, Enya. I think one of the fears, at least that I have too, is like, I've got to know all the lines. I've got to know all the lines. I can't be looking at my page and holding my page and God forbid I look down, because then they're going to think that I don't know my lines, and a lot of times, like you said, we're not creating the scenario and the environment. All we're worrying about is committing to memory words.
Exactly. And the funny thing about it is, when you use her philosophy, it's incredibly freeing. First of all, it's very freeing that you don't need to memorize all those lines, but so it takes a lot of the pressure off, and that really shows in the performance. It's kind of amazing to watch.
What about those moments, like you said, where you stop? I think a lot of us actors are afraid of silence. Like, silence is a part of the scene, but we're afraid to have it.
It's true. It's so true. And you just have to just try to embrace it instead. And again, it's amazing how much more effective and how much more real the character becomes when you do take those, because once again, we don't speak rapid fire with each other. So it's, it's just much more realistic.
It is. And I think that a lot of actors, myself included, think that when we take a moment, it means that the casting director, we don't know our lines and we're thinking about what's coming next, when that's not true. Mm-hmm. Like you said, it's much more organic. Another one that you sent to me that I want to share with everybody too, it's available here on Amazon. What you're looking at is Actors in Conversation, Slice of Life with Margie Haber. Explain what this podcast is.
Basically, that she interviews a bunch of her more famous actors that she's worked with, and essentially how doing exactly what you and I are doing. They talk about how creating characters and using the slice of life philosophy has helped them in various roles that they've been hired to do.
So when you did the masterclass with Margie Haber, she recommended this to you.
Yes.
So you guys, I just noticed there's no excuse for you not to take advantage of this, because it is on Amazon Music and Audible, and she has offered this free to all actors or people that are interested in the entertainment industry. There's no membership required. And you can listen to Margie Haber talking, and she's an acting, a legendary coach, and she's talking about the power of being able to connect with the casting director, and all these sorts of, like you said, the little tips. And she said that this is kind of like the companion to How to Get the Part Without Falling Apart. So you recommend both of these, Enya?
Absolutely. It will change the way you look at auditioning, for sure.
Awesome. And for those of you guys who are just joining right now, I see some more people in the chat. This is Enya Flack, and she's an actress, a model, and she's a host. And also, we're going to talk about this project because I love it. It's one of my favorites, you guys, and I know that you have seen this, and this is where all her technique and acting and pounding the pavement. So I'm going to show them this, and then I want to hear how you got this. I can watch this over and over again. You guys, Now, and I know you're a number 2, but I'm showing everybody, this is The Nutty Professor number 1 and 2 DVD. So you've got 2 together. This is The Nutty Professor and The Clumps, and it's on sale right now. The DVD is $7. You guys have got to get this. Tell us, how did you get in The Nutty Professor? Because it's one of my favorite movies.
Do you want me to tell you the truth of this again? This was another right place, right time. I had auditioned, but it was another right place, right time.
No.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. It was, you know, I was introduced to the director of the film, and, you know,
Who's the director? Because I don't even know.
Oh,
Tom Shadyac.
Yes.
I'm looking at. He's the writer and the director.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it was, you know, the thing about films, especially unless you are the lead, especially with big blockbuster type films like that, you know, there are all these wonderful roles, but sometimes you run into that where, you know, does someone know someone? Because otherwise, you know, that's a ton of auditioning. So I was introduced, and I did have to interview, but I did not know that I was reading for the role of Janet Jackson's maid of honor in this. So that was actually, again, lots of fun. I know, because I was right there with Janet and with Eddie Murphy. I'll tell you a funny story though. You'll love this story. So the first day of shooting, I was sent to hair and makeup. I go to open the trailer door, and I immediately note that, oh my gosh, I've gone into the wrong trailer, because I look up and it's Eddie Murphy.
What?
The prosthetics, you know, all the prosthetic makeup.
The Rick Baker, prosthetics.
Exactly. And we had, you know, you're sort of taught when you're a young actor, oh, you know, just like give actors their space, you know,
Yes.
don't ask, don't bug them, basically, don't, that kind of thing. So I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, backed up. Well, cut to going to set that day, and Eddie is there, but he's not in prosthetic makeup. He's, you know, he's just as himself. It was actually his brother, Charlie Murphy, who was, so I didn't know, but they looked so much alike that they had Charlie in the prosthetic makeup, and, you know, as Sherman, the heavier version of Sherman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was actually him.
So wait, was Charlie acting as Sherman and nobody knew?
No. I mean, whenever there were lines to be done, it was actually Eddie in the prosthetic. But if Sherman had to show up and, you know, in the middle of, like, I think the transition was, how was it? I can't remember in that scene. I think Sherman is marrying Janet Jackson's character, but then
there's like a wide shot.
Yeah, and that's it basically. And then, but Eddie shows up as, you know, looking as himself. I forget what the alter ego's name is right now, but anyway, he shows up, and that character has the lines. So anyway, anytime there was a wide shot, or no lines were needed, or you just needed sort of a side view or whatever, it was actually Charlie.
How funny. And, you know, you bring up a good point, because I think there's a lot of unwritten rules of codes of ethic on sets. And I think one of them is you don't bother a big actor. You know, you just kind of leave them to their lines and thinking about their processing the scene and getting ready and all that. A couple of times I've noticed that when I've been there having a smaller role and I left people alone, they ended up coming to talk to me.
So true.
Isn't that funny?
It is funny.
You just kind of leave them alone, then they end up, I guess they feel comfortable or whatever. And a few that I can think of have actually come up and had conversations, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, I've had that happen too. It is interesting, isn't it? And I don't know if it's, you know, necessarily the actor that says, oh no, don't tell them not to speak to me, or if it's just sort of the acceptable thing for, you know, to do. I don't know, but it is kind of interesting.
Yeah, to understand also the hierarchy, and that's another good reason to be on sets is because you understand the hierarchy of being on the set and your position and what you're doing on set because we're all kind of working together, right? So I don't understand, when you met the director, you were with somebody who ended up introducing you, then they contacted your manager and said, oh, we'd like to see you. So you didn't actually read for the role, you just interviewed.
No, I did read for the role. But essentially it was, yeah. I read for it. I think there was like a couple of other people who were being considered, but it wasn't one of those, huge casting calls where you have, 100 or more people reading for the same role. They just wanted something simple. So, so basically it was all sort of by recommendation, I guess we'll say. And then the few of us who were recommended got to audition. So.
Oh, wow. So there was no official breakdown. It was just like a few of you guys.
Exactly. Yes.
And so how many have you been, have you gotten any other situations like that in your career that, like you said, really stand out where you feel like you as an actor, just by being in Hollywood and just meeting people, you've been at the right place at the right time and it's led to some type of opportunity?
There have been a few times that's happened. I mean, I think I've had that happen more with, in the hosting, part of my life than the acting. I'm just trying to think any other larger things.
Or just, strange opportunities. We were speaking to somebody the other day that said that they were literally, something happened with their car. The car broke down, and then they were approached by a very well-known, actually, the photographer, a very well-respected photographer in Los Angeles, Dan Peterson. And Dan was asking what was going on, Dan. And then that led to her getting her first job, and then she ended up getting another job. And it was really she also came from the East Coast, knew nobody, but just by sheer coincidence, I guess because of a broken down car, ran into Dan Peterson.
Wow, that's a great story. You know what? It makes me think of, again, when I first got to Hollywood. And in fact, when I moved to LA, and anybody who has been in LA knows that you really do need a car when you're there. But when I was in LA, I didn't have one. And so I was literally taking the bus, which was, no
Ubers back then.
Yeah. So I was taking the bus, but I took the bus to the Beverly Center, shopping, looking around. And I was at a Mrs. Fields Cookies. And I was, there, and I was buying a chocolate chip cookie. And some guy walks up to me and he says, "Oh, let me get that for you." And I said, "Oh, thank you, I'm good." But very nice guy. I insist. And, "Oh, why don't you come over and sit with me and my friends?" And I was just in one of those, all right, sure, why not, moods. Middle of the day, it was all safe. So, but anyway, when I talked with, as it turned out, he worked with Arsenio Hall. He was a writer for, and this, this tells you how far back this was, for the Arsenio Hall show way back in the day.
Uh-huh.
And he was asking, you're just, I'm talking with these people, and I'm like, "Oh, so what do you do?" And I was sort of explaining my background. I said, "I'm really looking for a job." And he says, "Oh, you should talk with my friend. He's a producer at CBS."
Oh, okay.
And I said, "That'd be great." So he actually set up an interview. I met with that friend. That friend didn't have anything available there, but he said, "Well, my cousin is head of human resources at Warner Brothers. I'll set up an interview." I met with her and I got a job as a production secretary at Warner Brothers. Now, the reason I mentioned that is because that's how I started really getting my first work. Because despite the fact that, once again, they tell you don't do this because you won't get that, they said, I was told don't work on the production side because then you won't be seen as an actress. But I got to know the casting people at Warner Brothers. And so they were calling me on the phone in my office saying, "Hey, John Stamos has a part. He's looking for backup singers for Full House. And, would you like to audition?" "Sure, why not?" And I did that, and that ended up, I think I did 3 episodes of Full House because of that, and from that, and several other shows at Warner Brothers, just because I went and got a cookie one day. So you just know.
That's
it's
crazy.
Yeah, just funny little things. And that's how I started building my resume, because those were all union shows and all that. And I had a line here and a line there. And yeah.
I have a funny, really quick story about Warner Brothers myself. Dee Dee Bradley, the casting director, who you probably know, a well-known casting director for many years at Warner Brothers, was calling in another person named Candace out of my agency. And by accident, my agent got confused and sent me. And then I ended up booking that job. So you never know. And then I met Dee Dee, and she called me in all the time because of this one snafu she remembered. Because there were two people with my name, and it was for the Wayans brothers. So, you know, like I said, you never know. I'm going to show you guys this too, just because you mentioned Arsenio Hall and because you were in The Nutty Professor and you worked with Eddie Murphy. I want to show everybody. Enya, have you seen, this is also on Amazon Prime. It was the #1 movie a week ago on Amazon Prime. Who has seen Coming to America 2? I have too.
I have.
What did you think? And what do you guys in the chat? Did any of you guys see Coming to America 2? And what did you think of it?
I loved it. I mean, I thought it was so much fun. It was great to see, you know, those characters. I love that they brought back so many of the characters from the first one. Even some of the smaller roles where there were a set of twins that did some rapping.
Oh, yeah, the two girls. Yes.
I love that. I love that they, I thought that was really pretty nice that they brought all of those people back. That was really neat.
And the barbershop.
Yes. That was hysterical.
Oh, it was so, and it looked like they were exactly the way they were before 30 years ago.
They did. Yep.
It was amazing. So you guys, if you have not checked it out, I'm showing you right now, Coming to America 2. And as you can see, it's got over 19,000, almost 20,000 reviews. So everybody has rated it so high. So you know that it's a great movie. So I would say definitely check it out. Coming to America 2. Now, let's talk about this. And I'm going to show everybody this as we're talking about it. Now, I should call you Cynthia. I should definitely call you Cynthia, because tell us about your role on Days of Our Lives.
Oh, yeah, Cynthia Savage, as I recall. I was essentially mine is gone. Interior designer, and asked to come and decorate for this couple's baby shower, or their new nursery, basically. And I was suggesting, this was funny. I remember I was suggesting that the mother have amniocentesis, because we needed to know whether or not, so that I would know whether to decorate for a boy or a girl. And she said, well, as I understand it, there's some risk with that. And so maybe we could just decorate for a boy or a girl. And Cynthia, I was like, I just don't work like that. You just have to. I just thought, oh my gosh, who would do that? The Days of Our Lives, Candace, it's so funny. When I did go to Hollywood, the one thing I wanted to do was I wanted to be a soap opera star.
Really?
I love soap operas. In fact, I remember in college, I've heard this from several people, so I know I'm not alone. I arranged my class schedule around The Restless. Yeah. I did. And also all my children. So I really wanted to be on a soap opera. So, and that's something that I did not, I have not realized yet anyway. But I did get to be a day player on Days of Our Lives.
So explain what is a day player for those of you who are out there versus a series regular.
Series regular means that you are on all, or at least most episodes of a series. A day player is just that, someone who comes on, one day, maybe 2 days at best, what have you, and just for the purpose of moving the story along, basically. But you're not an established character that's going to go on forever.
And series recurring is like, I think, isn't it 5 episodes or more of the same character?
Exactly. Yeah.
So now I know that Mark Teschner, who's a very well-known casting director here in Los Angeles, is responsible for casting. Oh no, he's General Hospital. He's not Days, right?
Yeah.
But I remember him saying one thing that I would take from him is he said, you've got to be memorable. And he said, like you were saying just a minute ago, no matter what, if it's a good memory or a bad memory, or maybe, you took the character in a different direction than they had anticipated or thought, at least you were memorable. It's really important, he said, for people that he brings in, for them to stand out. And you agree with that?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. So I forgot to say what this is. Actually, I want to show you guys once again. This is Days of Our Lives, the complete family album. Now, this is a 30th anniversary celebration. So now, how long has Days of Our Lives actually been on? I didn't realize has it been on that long?
I'm not 100% sure, but I remember seeing it when I was a kid. I mean, little.
I remember in high school too. If you're big Days fans, let us know, because I remember watching Days of Our Lives when I was in high school, and then also in college too. And I was hooked every single day. I was absolutely hooked to the storylines.
They're so great.
I know. I know. So what were some of the, that actually brings up a good point. What were some of the goals, the fantasy goals that you had? Like, I'm coming to an actor and I'm going to work with this person. Or I want to be on a soap. Or what were some of the things that were big milestones for you in your career? You wanted to do X, Y, and Z.
Well, aside from being on the soap opera, I of course, I would love to, I held Robert De Niro as my standard. Like, okay, I'll do it if Robert De Niro's involved, or that sort of thing. I'll do it if Robert De Niro's. He's sort of I kind of love Robert De Niro for sure. But I don't really know. I mean, I just wanted to take advantage of, once again, every opportunity I could. Some people when you're there, it's funny because people always ask you, oh, well, have you met this person? Have you worked with that person? But especially, have you met this person? And it's like, when I was living in Washington, if you live in Washington, D.C., you're going to meet politicians. If you live in L.A., you're going to meet famous people who are famous for acting, typically, or some sort of entertainment, being some sort of entertainer. But it's when I look back over the years and think of all of the people that I've met, it's kind of, I could start listing them, and it's kind of mind-boggling.
Well, is there one that made you go absolutely verklempt, where you were just like, oh, I can't believe?
Well, I didn't work with it. Two. I can't believe I did have the opportunity to work with Sir Ben Kingsley on The Sopranos.
With who?
And Sir Ben Kingsley.
Oh, Sir Ben Kingsley. Absolutely. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I never would have imagined that I would have gotten to do that. So that was kind of amazing for me. That I'd say he's been the person that I've worked with that I realized, wow, okay, that's pretty cool. But the person that sort of made me, go giddy, basically, I didn't actually work with him on set, but it was when I was working at Warner Brothers, and he was a guest on a show that I was working on behind the scenes. And you'll laugh, but it was Don Knotts.
Oh, wow.
Don Knotts. And I think, because I grew up in the South, and in the South, you see a lot of the Andy Griffith show growing up. Yeah, so as Barney, I saw Barney every day. When I
Barney
met
5.
him, I literally started shaking. I'm like, oh my gosh. I just kind of I fangirled out.
That's funny. That reminds me of a time when I was on the Paramount lot and I was auditioning for something, and I saw this hair come up the stairs, and I saw more and more hair. And as he came up, it was Richard O'Day, who's a British actor from the IT Crowd, who nobody knew. And he was there. I found out later he was directing an episode of a show. And so he was on the Paramount lot there. I was not acting. I was sitting there auditioning. Everybody else in the room didn't pay any attention. I about went like this, and he went like this and walked by, and I almost died. And nobody else knew who he was. So that was just, so you never know, So I want to show you guys here, because you were just talking about this. This, you guys, is The Sopranos, the complete series DVD. So this is the entire series of The Sopranos, available here on Amazon. And the DV set, it's only $89.40. It's only $90. So this is such an acclaimed show. So let's talk about, what did you do in The Sopranos? I loved Tony Soprano. I loved the character.
Absolutely. So did I. Very fortunate to get to work on that one as well, because that was, as you probably know, was shot in New York. That series was shot in New York, or the New York area. I think for all of its seasons. However, for one episode, they came out to LA.
No.
It's called, the episode is called Luxury Lounge. And I believe it's in the final, I think that was the final season. Yeah. Christopher, the character Christopher, he comes out to LA to try and sell a screenplay that he's got. And he's got, and he's trying to, sell it, get Sir Ben Kingsley attached to it. And Lauren Bacall was in that episode. I got to meet her, which was kind of fabulous.
You met Lauren Bacall?
Yeah. She had her little dog. She had a little dog that she walked around with on set. Yeah, so that was great. But yeah, we shot that in LA. I was one of the models that was, I got to lead Sir Ben around in this, we should probably explain what a luxury lounge is. So typically before the award shows, during award shows, there are a lot of these. And basically vendors are trying to get their products into the hands of various celebrities. So in hopes that, maybe they'll wear that watch or what have you, so that someone at home will see it and say, wow, I'd like a watch like Ben Kingsley's, what have you. Yeah, exactly. So that's basically what a luxury lounge is. So, I'm basically leading Sir Ben, going around the luxury lounge and just introducing him to different people. And, and so it's set up just as though it is a real luxury lounge type situation.
So what was Sir Ben Kingsley like? Because everybody knows him from Gandhi, and he's just an amazing actor.
Such an amazing actor, really, really genuinely nice man, very, very humble. He was even sick that day. He was really sick, did not feel well at all. And he was just, one of the nicest actors that I've worked with.
Really? Oh, so amazing.
Absolutely wonderful person.
All these stories, you guys. This is Enya Flack. She is a model. She's an actress. She's a host. And we're just talking about all of these terrific shows that you can find right here on Amazon or rent them on Amazon Prime. And, let's go to another one right now. And if you have any questions and comments, you guys, if you want to talk to her, ask her any questions about acting. She's also an acting coach. And she loves to share her knowledge to those of you who are just starting out in the acting business. So now I know you had a fairly significant role on this show. So let's show it to you guys. I love this. Is so cute. This is Malcolm and Eddie. This is the season 1 box set. Now you can get this here and it's on sale right now for $20, you guys. You're saving 43% here on Amazon. Tell us about your role on Malcolm and Eddie and what was it like being on this show?
Malcolm and Eddie was the first series that I did, or first series regular I was, and it was a lot of fun, great learning experience for sure. My character was Bridget Goodwin, who was brought in the first season basically to be, we'll say, a love interest for Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Oh, okay.
So my character, I started at the same time that Karen Molina White, who was also a series regular. She and I started at the same time, and she was Eddie's love interest, although Eddie was not interested in her, but Malcolm was interested in Bridget. However, Bridget's deal was that she only dated very high-profile people. In fact, she had dated Montel Jordan was on an episode. I had dated him. In fact, I remember a great line. There's an episode called Someday My TAF Cap Will Come. TAF Cap stands for the artist formerly known as Prince.
Oh, okay.
That's in that first series, series 1. Season 1 that you're talking about. But Eddie dressed up as Prince to try and, it's a long story. Well, I won't give away everything, but he dresses up as Prince, and as it turns out, Bridget, of course, had dated Prince as well. So she was, that kind of girl. It just sort of been in the mix, and so Malcolm did not have a shot.
That's so funny.
That was a fun role to play.
So what is it like when the agent calls you, and how many times did you have to audition for a series regular role? And then what is it like when you get the phone call that you've gotten it?
I think I only auditioned, I think it's 3 times that I auditioned, because I had the initial audition, I had the call back, but then when you're really being considered as a series regular, you have to read also for the, not only for the for the studio, but also the network. So you have all of these, executives there. And everybody has to give a thumbs up and that sort of thing before you're actually hired. So what is the call like? Yeah, it's kind of great. You sort of think, what? Are you kidding? Really? I mean, it's an amazing feeling to know that at least there's going to be some stability in your life for at least a little while.
That brings up a good question. Did it take over your life? Like, I know that when you're on set every day, it's very demanding. Did it take over your life, and then for how long?
Unfortunately, my character did get written out after 10 episodes.
Still.
Which was disappointing. But I still, that's amazing as an actor, even to get, 10 episodes on a sitcom. That's amazing. I love sitcoms because, it's the most, like a 9 to 5, I guess, that you're going to find, because typically, it's typically you'll go in for a cast read where you just all sit around the table and read the script together. You're there for a couple of hours, maybe.
Like on Monday, right?
On Monday.
Yeah.
And maybe you go into wardrobe and they'll try some clothes on you to see what might work, take some pictures so that they can show them to the producers so that they can decide what you're going to wear for that episode. Tuesday and Wednesday, you're in rehearsals at the end of all day. More or less, you'll go in at 9. By about 3 o'clock or so, they'll have you do the run through, which is, you go through the entire show, and you're doing it for the writers, and the writers are trying to figure out what lines work and what jokes work, what jokes don't work by hearing the.
So there might be adjustments at that time.
Make the adjustments, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, you do the same thing, but you're doing that for the network executives and get their thumbs up. Thursday, you're going to do blocking with cameras, so camera operators can see where you're going, where the actors are going at any given time, so that they know, how to cover you. And then Friday, you'd go in on, like maybe around noon or whatever, and you're out by 8. You're shooting in front of an audience. Typically like 5 or 6 o'clock maybe. It takes a couple, maybe 3 hours to shoot depending on the episode. And so it's more like 8-hour days every day except for Monday, which is a short day. So I like that. I don't know. Maybe that's just the way I grew up. I kind of like that structure.
And do you like the live studio audience? Because people don't realize sitcoms a lot of times have a live studio audience, whereas film, you don't have a live studio audience. A big difference.
I love the live studio audience. I think it's a great, sort of a great mixture of sort of film and
theater.
Theater, thank you. Exactly. I mean, there's that immediate response that you get, that immediate gratification is amazing for me.
Awesome. I am intimidated a lot of times by that audience, and I like film instead, but I think every actor is different. And also, like you said, the amount of material that you have to learn on a weekly basis for something like a sitcom or a soap. They always talk about soap opera level being one of the highest because you have so much material to memorize. How did you keep up being, 10 episodes on this and 20 episodes on Black Scorpion? How did you keep up with that? Did you have a coach? Like, how did you know the material? That always surprises me.
I did have a coach, but you know what I like about sitcoms in particular, if I like the interaction between the actors. For me, the hardest, when it comes to memorizing, the hardest thing to do is a monologue where you're just talking and you have to, that sort of thing. But if I'm having a conversation with you, something that you say is going to spark my, what I say.
Thought, yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's that it just makes sense. It's logical for me. So that's not too difficult for me. But for other, it doesn't work the same way for everyone.
Right, right. Let's take a look at this other show that you were in. I think you guys all know this. I've seen, and I want to know, there's different branches of it, and I'm a little bit confused, so maybe you can help us. You guys, this is CSI Miami, the complete series. I had a friend that was on CSI New York. I'm confused. But this one, you guys, is with David Caruso, who was a heartthrob at this time. I remember he was kind of like the anti-heartthrob that became the heartthrob. And, this complete series is a DVD, and you can get it for $80 here, and it's right here on Amazon Prime. Tell us about this show. How did you get on this show? It's so highly acclaimed, all the CSIs. And how many were there? I'm really confused on this whole thing.
How many were there? That's a good question. There's Miami. There was
New York, CSI New York.
There's New York. There's isn't there? Well, there is there one in LA as well? You're asking me a question. I don't. That's
me either.
I don't know.
Did you go to Miami for this?
I did go to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, basically. And you know what? And it's funny you say, how did I get that part? I'd like to know myself, because I remember thinking, really? They couldn't hire someone else because it was a very nice part, but I was surprised that I got it as well, to be honest with you. But they did fly me to Miami. I was there for just a couple days. But this was a fun episode. Something landed, not landing. But anyway, they took us to this area in Fort Lauderdale. It's basically a long road with a cul-de-sac at the end, and this was a real place. Every person on this, every house on this street, they all had planes in their backyards. And
what? Hold on a second. Yeah. Go back. Wait. Everybody on the street
had a plane, a private plane.
This is real. On a driveway?
So at the end of the cul-de-sac, everybody it was sort of like a boat slip, like everybody had a plane, and you would go down here to like a main road and then drive down to the end, and the runway was down at the end of the cul-de-sac.
So you could drive your car out of your driveway to the runway and take off.
No, you had the plane down there. You had the plane in your backyard, like almost. If you live on a lake, you have a dock or whatever.
Yeah.
So imagine the same sort of thing, but everyone, these are huge houses, and everybody has like a plane in their backyard, and then you can sort of go down to sort of a main road and down to the end. And the runway is down at the far end.
No, that's crazy. So you can just go take off and go to San Francisco for lunch and come back.
Yeah, exactly. That was exactly it. I know. I had never seen anything like that. I was like, wow, okay, this is pretty nice. But so that's where we shot it. And, my character lived in one of these homes, and, my husband had gotten into some dirty dealings, but our plane was in our backyard, and we just, take off, go to New York for lunch, like you said, come back at the end of the day.
That's so crazy. So now I don't understand, when you get a role like that, do they say, Enya, you booked CSI Miami, do you leave like the next day and you have to pack all your stuff up and make provisions and take care of pets and and just go? Or do they give you, like, a lot of times you just have to go?
A lot of times you just have to go. I think I maybe had 2 days for that. And, it was easy for me because I was single. I didn't have any pets at the time, that sort of thing. So, it wasn't a big whoop. It's like, okay, when do I go? And, how long will I be there? But yeah, typically with a lot, and I'm sure Candace, a lot of these auditions, the breakdown for the character will come out, and they'll on the Thursday, it has to be in by Friday at 5:00, so that they can make their decision Saturday, and so that you'll come to work on Monday or Tuesday. So that happens a lot.
And a lot of times Monday or Tuesday is in a different country, or could be in a different country or a different city. And
That's
so
true.
I would assume actors should always have a valid passport to be able to go. it certainly does help to be young and single. And when you were, starting out, that brings up a good point for young actors. Did you have to have, while you were getting jobs and building your resume, a part-time job what would offer flexibility to be able to juggle all these balls at once while you're pushing the big one up the hill?
I did. I mean, like I said, I started with the Warner Brothers things, but the reason I quit Warner Brothers because the auditions were kind of getting in. I couldn't do both. Working at a studio is a true 9 to 5. Well, more like 9 to 9 job at times.
Oh wow!
When you're behind the scenes, especially. So I know a lot of actors get jobs as waitresses or that kind of thing.
Bartenders.
I tried doing that for a while. I was a horrible cocktail waitress. Horrible drinks. That's the very famous actor tried to get me fired because I took too long to get his drink to him.
No.
Yeah, I was working at this club in Beverly Hills that was really hot at the time, and I had to get from that side of the club to that side of the club where the bar was and back, and apparently I took too long for him. He tried to get me fired. I was a horrible cocktail waitress.
But still,
but honestly, that's what I started doing. I mean, I started doing background work to help out, not only with, getting to know people and, just getting more experience, but also because it was flexible. When you're a background performer, you don't have to take every job, but it certainly helps, with that sort of thing. So,
and you have to be able to basically pay the bills.
Exactly, that's a real thing. Rent is going to be due at the beginning of every month, so definitely had to do that. But I'm just trying to think of other. I started so many different businesses though. I learned to do websites, so I built websites. Anything I could come up with where I was on a computer, I did it.
And also your modeling, because I know that you did a lot of modeling. Like you said, it wasn't your favorite, but it was something that you were able to do that paid the bills.
Exactly. And then I mentioned I was doing sports casting on the weekends. That was kind of a great thing. And that was a funny story too, because I don't even remember how. I had a hosting agent and they were looking for somebody to just do sort of light sports casting, go into the bars basically and talk to the fans during games. That was essentially the job.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, really a lot of fun. And I got to know every single Hooters in Southern California. I went to every Hooters. I had a great time now. But the funny thing about that was what I didn't count on was the fact that everybody was watching, March Madness, for example, even casting directors. And so they were seeing me on the weekends. I was showing up and I went, oh, that's right. She's an actor. Let me have her come in for I think I'll have her come in for such and such a part.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I was in front of people even when I wasn't trying to, in front of casting directors, staying top of mind without even trying.
And that's
nice.
important. Like when you were talking about your one young actress who said, I don't want to do commercials. Some of the times that I've been called in is because somebody saw me on a commercial and then the casting director called me. And so you never, for something theatrical. So you never know. Here's another one, you guys, that I love this, and you have to tell me about your role in this because it was such a fun show. I'm going to show you guys right now. This is the Son of the Beach. Son of the Beach. This is the third collector's edition box set. So you guys, you can see here, this is volume 1. It's got most of the episodes on it. Right now, it's on sale for $94, almost $100, but it's such a funny farce. So tell us, who was your character? What did you do? And tell us about how you got this role. I love this show.
Well, the creator of that show and the star of that show is a guy by the name of Tim Stack. Going to circle back around again. So I met Tim originally at Warner Brothers. He was a writer for a show called On Our Own, I think it was, and which is a show that I worked on behind the scenes again. And you make these relationships, and he knew I was an actor. He says, well, I'll tell you what, if I ever sell a show, I'm going to, you definitely got an audition with me. I'm like, okay, great. And he was true to his word. So he actually did 2 shows. He did another show called
Dietrich.
Yeah.
Late night, up all night.
Nightstand.
Okay.
Yeah. Nightstand. I think that's Nightstand. But anyway, so when Son of the Beach came out, I did audition for one of the series regular roles. I didn't happen to get it. That's fine. But I did, but later on he had me come in and read for a guest star. And the character's name was Velveeta.
No. First name Vel, next name Vita, or Velveeta, and then another.
Velveeta. Yeah, Velveeta, and I don't remember. I don't think she had a last name. But she was the sister of the original character I read for the series. That was a series regular, and in this episode, it was a Cinderella story where the series regular character was looking for her biological mother. But she had these 3 horrible stepsisters, Velveeta being one of them. So, but our mother was a very famous talk show host, and it was a remake of Cinderella.
That's so funny. So this is another example, like you said, of one being at the right place at the right time, seeking that opportunity and thinking outside of the box, because people were saying don't work production. And yet because you did, you made friendships. And then at that time, did he have the Up All Night show, or this is... you didn't even know, and he ended up getting 2 shows, and he remembered you. And so did he contact you directly, or did he contact you through your agent and say, I want Enya to audition for this role?
It was through my agent in that case. Yeah. But definitely, I mean, I think relationships are important in every business, that human connection is so important. If you can make one, then definitely do it for sure.
No, absolutely. And it led you to so much more work. I want to show you guys this one right here too, which I love. And this is a box set too. And Enya was a part of this project. This is Strong Medicine. This is a box set of the entire season 1. Janine Turner, who I love from General Hospital. Of you guys for soap who love soaps. I love her. And so this is priced right now for the entire box set. It's $20.33. So I just believe this is such an awesome, awesome deal. So tell us, what did you do? Strong Medicine, and did you also meet Janine? I'm so excited.
I did not meet Janine. I think she was on at that time.
Oh, really?
Trisha Heaton had come on. I think isn't that right? Because Janine, wasn't she on the first few seasons? I think
she's on this one, and she's in the box set for season 1. Okay. So you were in a later season of the show?
Later season.
Okay,
yeah.
Got it.
Trisha Heaton, yeah, I believe that's right. Came on at that point, yeah. So, but yeah, I was a young widow who was going through some therapy and that sort of thing, and a guest star role again with that one.
Oh, awesome! Because I know that I've seen your resume on IMDb. You have so many credits from series regulars to reoccurring guest stars. Can you explain that real quick to people that are watching? There's co-star, and just kind of go up the rung so people understand the different levels. Whenever you see on a credit list a placard on a show, I was wondering when I was a kid, what does that mean? Guest star, guest role? Can you explain that really quick for us?
I will try.
Sure.
Sure. So guest star is a larger guest role. You're on for an episode, but your character is crucial to moving the story along. Basically, it's an integral part of the story. And I don't know how many lines you have to have for a guest star. What is it? I don't know. It's more than 5 for sure.
Right.
More than 5 lines. A co-star is 5 lines or fewer.
So 5 and under.
5 and under, exactly. Series regular is you're on every episode or most episodes. You don't know, you might only be in one scene, but you are on every episode. So that's the series regular. And then a lead, the show's all about you basically. or mainly about you.
And series recurring is probably like 5 episodes or more of the same character, not playing two different. So there's different, when you guys see these placards on these movies, these TV shows, you wonder, what's the difference between a co-star? And what's the difference between that and a guest star? A series regular and a series regular lead. These are ways that we distinguish, basically how big is the role. If you really think about it, how big is the role? Here's another show that you have so many. You have so many shows. It's amazing. And so many of these are just wonderful shows that have entertained us for so many seasons. Here's one that I know about basically everybody has seen. I love this show. It really, I think, broke the forefront as far as like TV cop dramas. So I want to show you guys this. This is NYPD Blue. Now, the one that you guys are seeing right now, this is the complete TV series in its entirety. So these are seasons 1 through 12, which I can't believe this has been on for 12, was on for 12 seasons. This is the DVD set. Now this box set, because the entire show is on this, so if you're an NYPD fan, this is a perfect one for you. It is priced at around $200, but like I said, if you're a fan, if you have a friend that's a fan, this is an awesome gift. It's available right here on Amazon. So Enya, tell us about your role on NYPD Blue, award-winning show.
Wonderful show. And, at that time, that was the show to be on. And there was always a little bit of fear for an actor, at least for me, about for auditioning because, it was groundbreaking, because there was nudity. There was, partial nudity on that show. And so we were always told, if they ask you, are you okay with, partial nudity, to just go ahead and say yes and then deal with it, later. And just because, and it's funny because the role that I read for the episode that I did was called Check Bouncer. And I played, of all things, a stripper in a club. I was a witness to a murder. And I auditioned for that 2-3 times. And, and just terrified. I'm like, okay. But my manager kept saying, just because it says nudity doesn't mean that, it's for television. It's not. I'm like going, but I'm not, the funny thing is I didn't have to, well, okay, for the audition, I will say, there were the lines, obviously, that I had auditioned with, but I also they wanted me to dance.
How interesting. So did they put music on and you had to actually dance?
Yeah. Yes. And I'm like, wow, okay. And I just thought, wow, is Robert De Niro in this again? No, okay. but I did it. I did my best. And I did get the job. Now, the funny thing about that is, not only did I not have to be nude, I was fully clothed the whole time, but I didn't have to dance either.
So they just wanted to see if you could do it, but then you couldn't do it. Oh, you didn't have to do it.
I have to do it. Yeah. So I don't know if I got lucky or if I don't know, but it was, it was just me being interrogated basically by Nicholas Turturro.
Sure. Nick Turturro.
Yeah. And that was actually, that episode was 1 week after Jimmy Smits left the show. And, Ricky Schroeder came on.
Oh, that's right. Ricky Schroeder was the other guy that came on as the replacement who did an awesome job as well.
Absolutely.
So when you were on, it was kind of his first week as well.
Right. Exactly.
Wow. So was it something, because I know sometimes is it a negotiation on behalf of you or your manager to negotiate when you get a role? Okay, I want to do this, but I'm not going to do this. Or, does that go down sometimes that was just a coincidence that they didn't need you to dance or anything?
That's a good question, Candace. I think it definitely is a negotiation. My manager knew for a fact that I wasn't,
gonna do that, right?
I didn't want to do that. So perhaps it was. I don't know. But no, I take it back because none of the strippers had to be nude. Like none of us. There were 3 of us. Three. So none of us we were just all being interrogated. It was all, we did this scene in an actual strip club in LA, but no.
And that's what people don't realize a lot of times, that, you know, these are actors and actresses portraying roles. For example, if somebody is playing a heroin addict or whatever on the streets, you know, it's an actor. They're not really this person. And how do you feel about jumping outside of yourself and taking these more challenging roles, taking these more gritty roles? Do you encourage it for actors to be able to kind of go outside of the box?
Yeah, I definitely encourage it. I mean, but everyone has to decide for himself or herself, you know, what you're going to be most comfortable with. But I mean, I find that in life, I've gotten my most memorable things that have happened in my life have been because I have been willing to take that step outside of my comfort zone. So, and you know, if nothing else, just the opportunity, just audition for it. You know, if you don't want to take it in the end, fine, don't take it. But, you know, I definitely encourage all actors to push themselves to their limits for sure.
And it's also important too, I would say, to be able, because people are like, oh, I'm not going to get that role. It doesn't sound like me. There's no way I can play an X, Y, and Z. I always say go, because one, they called you in. Two, you meet the casting director. And you just never know, building that relationship. They're going to be like, oh, you know what? Enya was so great for this. You know, she didn't get that for X, whatever reason, but I know she's right for this. I'm going to bring her in for something else. And that's happened before when you've been brought in for something, and have you actually gotten another role later on down the way?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Like I mentioned, the Son of the Beach role is a great example of that. It happens more often than not, you know, and also sometimes you'll book something, a small role on one show, but then the casting director will remember you for not even the same show, but for a different show, because casting directors, they bounce from show to show.
Right.
You know, unless it's a series, you know, but you know, if it's say a film or what have you, or during pilot season is a great example. They'll be, you know, casting for this show, but then, you know, a month or so later, they're going to be casting a different show. So it's always important to, you know, just do as much as you can.
And they can see your range this way too. I think can see your acting range by just bringing you in repeatedly, and say you don't get it or you come close to getting it, you just get edged out by this much. I think it's important for them, for your face, for those of you who are just out there, for your face to be seen in front of casting directors over and over and over again, because I would say they're kind of the gatekeeper, right?
100%. Yeah. And it's always, and just because you don't get a role doesn't mean that you weren't good in it. It just means you weren't right for it necessarily. You know, maybe I tell that a lot of my young actors get so upset when they don't book things. I'm like, well, think about this. It wasn't necessarily that your performance wasn't good, but maybe you're supposed to be a part of a family. And if the family if you don't look like you belong in that family, then you possibly won't get that role. You know, I mean, there's so many different factors.
A lot of times they ask height too, and I think that's because, you know, you have to match up in some way, being too tall or too short to a principal actor that's already cast. You know, and you don't know who that person is, so you can't say too tall or too short, because you just don't know. You have to really just say, this is my height, and hopefully you're going to fit within that right framework, right? What do you tell to your students? That's a really good question. How do you, and what do you tell your students in regards to accepting rejection in this industry?
Just keep going. Learn from every part, but don't take it personally, because it's not personal. It's, you know, and if it is personal, you know, you just have to accept that too. I mean, you know, if the director's daughter wanted the part, oh well, you know, that sort of thing. But just, you know, just learn from every audition, take it as and just keep going, because there's always going to be another audition, and just, you know, try not to take any rejection personally.
Was there a time when you got so close to a specific job, almost got it and didn't get it? Do you have an example of that, and how it affected you, and how long it took for you to come over it? I know people that have basically quit the business because they got so close to something and they didn't get it, and they were so devastated they stopped. And I have examples of that.
Wow. You know, there have been a few things. Actually, something that I just read for, there was a pilot that I read for just you know, within the last month or so, that I just desperately wanted, and I, you know, was called back, and I just, you know, but that's why I try really hard not to get too emotionally involved. with parts. Because the funny thing is it's the ones that I think I'm not right for that I end up getting, which is odd. I don't know. Maybe it's because I feel less pressured, so I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get it anyway, so I'll just do it.
Right.
Whereas ones that I look at, I'm like, I'm perfect. Oh my gosh, I'm perfect. I feel, and I think maybe that comes across. I don't know. I think it does actually. Yeah.
What is your favorite role to date?
Favorite role to date? Honestly, I think I gotta go with Black Scorpion with Tender Love, and back to that again because it was just such a fun, creative experience. And something I didn't mention before is we got to work with so many legendary character actors, like Frank Gorshin, who played the Joker on the Batman series, with Soupy Sales. I don't know if yours know that
I
name.
do, yes. The comedian Soupy Sales.
Yeah.
You met Soupy Sales?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. He was one of the villains, with David, I can't remember David's, but he played Lenny and Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
He was Squiggy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But so many people that I grew up watching.
Wasn't Adam West also on there? The original Batman?
Yep. He was Breathtaker on I don't remember that. I'm surprised. Breathtaker on the Black Scorpion series. So, and that's just a lot of fun. That's just so much fun to get to do. So.
What was it like working with, because I remember, isn't it Adam West and Frank Gorshin? They were both on the original Batman series, and one was Batman and one was the Riddler, right?
The Riddler, yes, not the Joker, yes.
The Riddler. What was it like working with them? Because they have so much history together, I'm sure.
Well, but they weren't on the same episode. They were both villains.
Oh.
But they were on the same episode. I think they both had, I know Adam West had at least two episodes. But I think Frank only did one episode. But so they didn't work together, but
But you got to work with both of those legendary actors. I'm going to show you guys right now because I'm showing once again, just because we were talking about this is Enya's favorite project. And you guys, this is just only a slice of some of the projects that she has been involved in her career. And I want to show you right now, this is Black Scorpion, the TV series. This is the box set. It's on Amazon right now for $138, so like around $140. And do you know how many episodes there were of Black Scorpion? Because you were in 20-something.
Yeah, I think it was just 26. It was just one season, but then there was, I think there were a couple of films that were also made from what we did also. But I think for the series, I think it was 26 episodes. I believe that's right.
So for those of you out there who don't know, like 26 episodes of a series takes up how much time of an actor's life?
I mean, I think we started in maybe August and finished in March or April, something like that. So it's, how many months is that? 7, 8 months? Something
wow,
like that?
It's almost the better part of a year. You're working consistently every single day on this project.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's crazy. So here we see, I just want to recap real quick some of your shows. So we have here Black Scorpion, and she was a series regular on this show, did over 20 episodes of Black Scorpion. I encourage you guys to check it out. There's the entire box set. Next up right here, we have The Nutty Professor. Now this is a double movie DVD. This is Nutty Professor 1 and 2. So The Nutty Professor 1 is Nutty Professor, 2 is The Clumps, and Enya was in The Clumps, and this is a DVD that is on right now, sale for just about $7. And so, like I said, you're an actress and also a teacher now. So this is Actors in Conversation, A Slice of Life with Margie Haber. Now, this is on Audible and also on Amazon Music for free, so you have no excuse. You have no excuse to check this out. This is something that Enya recommends, and she was a series regular. How many episodes did you do of Malcolm and Eddie? 10?
10.
Yeah, so you were definitely a series regular here on Malcolm and Eddie. This is the box set of season 1, you guys. It's $20. This is a great opportunity for you to check out some of her work. The Rules of Engagement, and this is a box set as well. So you can see all 4 seasons. This is a fun show. Days of Our Lives. Of course, what is the character that you played on Days of Our Lives?
Cynthia Savage.
Cynthia Savage.
Savage Designs, yeah.
Cynthia Savage, for all of you who love soaps. And like I said, we're both a big fan of like Days. I love General Hospital. So she was Cynthia Savage on Days of Our Lives. The Sopranos, you can see here, the complete series. So this is a complete series DVD, and this is the whole shebang. And this is $90, but like I said, this is such an award-winning show. This was originally, it was originally on HBO, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
HBO.
It was a show that was originally on HBO, and now you can catch it right here on Amazon Prime. Enya was a part of it, and she was also part of CSI Miami, the complete series. This is also a box set, a complete series. It's also around $80. And did you work with, you worked with Ricky Schroeder. No, that was on NYPD Blue.
NYPD Blue. You're asking about David. David.
That's it. Did you work with David Caruso?
I did. We became great friends, actually. Yeah.
Really?
Very nice. Yeah, another great experience. That was another case where, since that was shot in an actual neighborhood, not on a set and all that sort of things, I watched him sign loads of autographs, great with people.
Oh.
So, yeah. Really nice experience.
And so then you guys ended up being friends past the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
How awesome. That's so neat. And so many times I've heard stories of that, of people meeting on sets. I actually have friendships, long-standing friendships for people that I've worked with now coming into, 30 years on the set. So there we are. And then, of course, Son of the Beach. And what is your character's name again on Son of the Beach?
Velveeta.
So she's Velveeta on Son of the Beach. And you guys, this, this is a spoof. This is a spoof of Baywatch, right?
Yeah.
And who was the person that got you involved in this project again?
That was Tim Stack. He was the creator of the show and the star of the show.
Awesome show. And you can see it right here. This is Son of the Beach Volume 1. This is the 3rd collector's edition box set. So it's the entire show, but I guess the 3rd time they've made this box set. And this is priced at around $100. But like I said, you get the whole thing. And you can see Enya's role as Velveeta in here. Strong Medicine, another terrific show that you were in. And the original season 1 has Janine Turner, which we're looking at the box set for that. So for those of you who know her, she's from, as we all know, General Hospital originally. And here we are. Okay, this is your NYPD Blue. Enya was in NYPD Blue. This is the complete TV series, seasons 1 through 12. This is a DVD box set that you can get here on Amazon. Now, this also is around, like I said, it's around $200. But for any NYPD Blue fan, whether it be yourself, a family member that you want to give a gift to, what an awesome gift to get the entire show. So you can get it here, 12 episodes of which she's on to. So there's so many shows. And of course, I just wanted to show you guys this again because Enya has worked with Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall, because there's a new movie that's out now. I think it dropped 1 or 2 weeks ago.
I think about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, and it was the #1 movie on Amazon Prime at the time. So I wonder if you guys have watched it. If you haven't, please check it out. This is Coming to America 2. It has both of Eddie Murphy and Arsenio as Akeem and Semi, and they're back after almost 30 years. So if you saw the first one, you've got to catch the second one. And what did you say you love so much about it, Enya?
I just, like I said, the fact that they bring back so many of the original characters, I think is just so much fun. For anybody who's seen the first one, you'll definitely love the second one.
Right. Some of the who's the minister that sings on stage, and it's Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I don't remember the character's name, but yeah, they do that. All of the guys in the barber shop that you mentioned. The woman who was to be his queen.
Oh, that barks. The woof,
barking.
woof, 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 woof. Oh my gosh, I know. It's just neat seeing all those people. And like you said, the two ladies that are twins that are rapping, they're also in it. It's just amazing.
Garcelle Bouvet even is in it. Garcelle Bouvet. She's hosting, I think, something on like an entertainment type show right now, but she was one of the flower bearers, and I think Garcelle was also on a TV show years ago, Models Inc. or Models, something about models. Anyway, she's back on there as well.
And don't you know her?
I've met her. She was on the Jamie Foxx show, which is another show that I've done. And it's funny because I remember I was sitting in the makeup chair and she came up, and she was a series regular. I was a guest. And she came up to me. She says, "So you're the little sister that everybody's been telling me about that's been bopping around." So people used to tell me, and apparently her, that, we kind of look alike. So
how funny. I know there is a similarity. So you also, what did you do on the Jamie Foxx show? Because as you know, Academy Award winning actor.
Jamie Foxx, yeah. I was playing a waitress, someone he was hitting on, yet another girlfriend sort of thing situation. Yeah, so that was another first roles. I was a cocktail waitress. Playing cocktail waitress again, in a club that he was in, and he was trying to teach Braxton, how to pick up, how to score with the basically. So yeah,
that's so funny. But like you said, you never know. You never know where roles are going to lead.
Yeah, just silly sitcom fun. But, again, got to work with this, this amazing actor, Jamie Foxx, before he, broke off and did Ray and, everything else that he's done.
Right, exactly. Won an Academy Award Best Actor of the Year for Ray, for his portrayal of Ray Charles, which you can probably find on Amazon Prime. And I know you could probably find also the Jamie Foxx show on Amazon Prime. Please check it out. So now, Enya, before you go, I want to know how, if people want to follow your career, like you have a website, social media, that kind of stuff for people if they're interested in following you further.
I do. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, I have EnyaFlack.com, ENYAFLACK.com. I also am on Instagram, just my name again, Enya Flack. Twitter, Enya Flack, and I think I have a Facebook page as well for anybody who wants to follow me there.
And the Facebook is also
my name. I keep it simple.
Oh, okay. So you guys, you've got to follow her and see what's going on in her career. And then also for those of you who are interested in potentially taking a class, do you offer private coaching? Do you offer like intensive, or do you do webinars, seminars, Zoom classes? How do you do all that?
Well, that's something that's going to be coming up this year. As a matter of fact, I'm working with a brand new production company here, and I'm definitely going to be putting together some webinars that will be ready more toward the fall point. But right now, I'm just doing private coaching. I do them in person. I also do them on Zoom. So, and especially if you have an audition that you'd like some pointers on, just get some. It's always nice to just have feedback from another actor, if nothing else. Yeah, please reach out to me. You can find all of my information, my contact information on my website, and I would love to work with you.
Oh, that's awesome. And real quick, just we have a moment. Tell us about, because I know you are always giving back, and I've done so much charity work with you in the past. Are there any other charities that you are currently involved in that are important to you? If so, what are they, and why?
Well, I'm actually working, there's a ministry called, it's a ministry called Kairos, and I'm so impressed with this right now. Basically, and it's been difficult because of COVID, but essentially this is a group that works with young people who are currently incarcerated and help them, to hopefully, reenter society. These are people who, who are not going to be in for a very long time, but who just sort of fell by the wayside. Oftentimes don't grow up with father figures, mother figures, good parental figures, and so that's something that I'm really passionate about. There's also the Chris Canty Foundation, which is all about serving young people, and literacy is the main point with that.
Oh, awesome. And you've done a lot of work, I know, with the USO. You've done work with, I remember, with the Bob Hope USO. And you've just been out there supporting the troops and always taking the time to do that over and over again. And I remember you were a person who, before we were not so familiar with making videos and everything, you were the one that put together a video, edited the video together of supporting the troops and being out there. So, this is somebody that is so really understands the importance of giving back, because I think you've just, had a wonderful, long, continuing career. And then also, like, a lot of the hosting right now, if people wanted to see you on the shows on the East Coast, what are some of the shows? I mean, you consistently, I see over and over and over again is it the morning show out there?
Well, that's actually come to an end, unfortunately. That's true. There's a website called It's a Glam Thing. We're not doing quite as much with the television presence right now, but you can always visit itsaglamthing.com for great fashion, beauty, and lifestyle tips.
Oh,
sure.
Awesome. And definitely.
Videos as well.
Definitely. That is all about you. It's fashion, it's beauty, it's fitness, it's lifestyle, and also so much positivity. So anyways, Enya, this has been Enya Flack. You guys, thank you so much for spending the morning with us here at Sway TV. And we look forward to hearing more about you and what you've been doing and what you're going to be doing. So as always, thank you so much, and much continued success on your career.
Thank you to you, Candace.
Thank you, Enya.
Bye.
Bye, you guys. And you know what? I'm going to come right back on in a moment. So here we go. Good morning, you guys. I'm back. How are you? And welcome to Sway TV. And, we just had an awesome guest on just a moment, didn't we? We had Enya Flack, who is an actress. She is a host, a professional host, and she is a model here. She's been in Los Angeles for quite a while, and now she's on the East Coast. And you guys, she had so many words of wisdom, didn't she? She really did, on teaching us about, perseverance, staying in a business, whatever business you choose to be in. And it was just an awesome time talking to her. I was so excited to see some of the work that she's done. And we even talked about Coming to America 2, you guys. How many of you have seen Coming to America 2? I have seen it. Which one do you like best? If you've seen the original and you've seen the new one 30 years later, which one do you like? Coming to America 1 or Coming to America 2? Let me know. And for those of you guys who are just joining in, I'm Candace Kita. I'm your host here at Sway TV. And I'm coming to you live. That's right, I'm coming to you live from now. It's sunny California, you guys. The sun has come up and it's actually sunny California. It's gonna be a beautiful day. It is like 72 degrees today, and it's like the third day of spring. So I want to hear from you guys. Leave a comment in the chat. Tell me where you are, what you're doing, and what the weather is like, because I feel spring. I'm a little bit hopeful. I'm starting to feel a touch of spring outside because it's been pouring rain in LA recently, so uncharacteristic. But anyways, you guys, like I said, I'm coming to you live. It is Tuesday morning. It's 8:20. What are you doing? Are you getting ready to go to work, or are you guys getting ready to go to school? Some of you are working remotely in home offices, and some of you are going to school remotely. So let me know what you're doing today. I would love to hear from you. And like I said, I'm coming to you live from the Sway TV studios. And you guys always ask me about the Sway TV studios, so I always tell you what I see. Like right now, like I said, it's 72 degrees, and I see a beautiful canyon in front of me. I can see all the way down to Santa Monica today because it is a clear day. And I can actually see down to Malibu because it is so clear. And I'm so looking forward to summer because it's Malibu. It's being on the beach in board shorts and flip-flops and a bikini top and getting out there in the sand and having such a good time. So you guys, welcome to Sway TV. I wanted to show you this. If you guys have never been here before, say you just happen to be looking on Amazon right now and you're like, what's this? Click. And you clicked it. I want to explain to you what we are. This is Sway TV. And I can see you live and you can see me live. So if you want to leave a comment or a question, even a suggestion, we love suggestions here, please do. And, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that follow button. That's right, hit that follow button for awesome programming, fun hosts right here at Sway TV. And if you've missed some of our shows, say you just tuned in and you really do want to hear about the TV and film industry here in Hollywood, California, where we are now, and you wanted to see that awesome interview with actress and model and host Enya Flack, who was just here with us, no worries. No big whoop. Just go to swaytvreplay.com. That's swaytvreplay.com, and you can catch all our past episodes with our awesome hosts. We also have a Sway TV podcast. That's right. We have a Sway TV podcast, and it is and this interview is also going to be on the podcast. And Dave Blass, who we just had on, who is an Emmy-nominated set designer for so many shows that that's also going to be in the podcast. So we recommend you to listen to the podcast. It's available on Amazon Music. So whether or not you're listening to us on Amazon Music, listening to some of the great interviews, you're watching the past episodes on swaytvreplay.com, or you're watching us live right now, and I don't need to tell you how to do that because you're here with me right now, right? Don't forget to shop the show. Don't forget to shop the show for all the terrific products that our hosts have found for you. And these products are just awesome. They just make your life so much easier, right? And so much more fun and exciting. And if you ever want to get a hold of us directly, as you can see right there, there's an email. You can always go to hello@shopswaytv.com. That's hello@shopswaytv.com. And you can get a hold of us from somebody here, or you can always just leave a comment in the chat. So I encourage you this morning, leave a comment in the chat. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to see what you're up to and what you're doing today. So leave a comment and let me know. And you guys, this is new. This was a week ago. I'm so excited. I have to show you. Take a look at all this awesome Sway TV merchandise. Look at this merch. Look at this Sway swag. This Sway TV swag. I am so excited. Now, I actually have some of it here today at the Sway TV studios, and I want to show you. I have some of these. Oh my gosh, I love them. I've gotten them myself. So I want to show you right off the bat. As you can see right there, do you see that hat that's in the middle on the top? This is the Sway TV hat. I'm going to put it on right now. I love it. This is the white Sway TV hat, and as you can see it's got the Sway TV logo on it. It's such a comfortable hat, and this is perfect for upcoming spring and summer, right, you guys? This is perfect to keep the sun out of your face. And say you're going outside by the pool, you're going to go play golf. This is a perfect hat. And if you're in the industry like so many of us are here in Hollywood, I swear this is what everybody wears. This is like your typical crew hat. And you're going to see so many people wearing a hat just like this. So this is the one that's in white. Now I also have it in black, and this is the Sway TV hat that you see right now. So that's white. And now I'm going to take that one off, and I'm going to show you this black one. I love this hat. It's so cute. So this is the black Sway TV hat with the blue Sway TV logo, as you can see. I'll turn to the side so you guys can see this whole hat. So that's the hat that's there. Now I want to show you our Sway TV tote bag. Now I actually got this Sway TV tote bag. I'm so excited. It came to me yesterday. And this is the one that you see on the upper left side. This is the Sway TV tote bag. Isn't it so cute? You guys, I love it. Now, this is the black bag, and it has Sway TV in white, the logo. Now, the one that I got is the one that you see on the upper right. So that is the Sway TV bag with the turquoise logo. So I love this bag because, it's so big, it's so roomy. And this is a perfect bag. You know how you have so much stuff? Let's be honest. Ladies, you have so much stuff. Yeah, this is a perfect bag to throw everything in for the day. This is a perfect bag to go to the beach. This is a great beach bag. This is also a super gym bag. ladies and men, if you have to carry stuff to the gym, this is a great bag. If you need to carry stuff for your kids, you can throw in snacks, games. If you have smaller children, you can throw in diapers and wipies. This is great for you if you're going into the office and you have to carry your lunch and a thermos. Always important to hydrate. This is perfect for you. I love this Sway TV bag. And like I said, I showed you the hat. And also, I want to show you now Shay J, who is awesome. So she's so cute, and I love her wonderful fitness routines. And anyways, she debuted this the other day. This is the ladies' fitness top. Now you can see it. It's up on the top, one over from the left. This is the ladies' fitness top. I think it is so darling, and this is perfect for upcoming spring and summer, right? If you want to do aerobics, yoga, slow deep stretch, calisthenics, whether you're working out in the gym or if you're working out perhaps at a home gym, or even if you're working with Shay J on a yoga mat in your living room, right? This is a perfect top, and it says Sway TV on it in our Sway TV blue. I love this top. It is so cute. And then also we have, now this is great because it's not quite warm in the mornings yet. I feel like it's still, because I get here very early in the mornings. I'm up super early in the morning. And I must say, still every morning I feel like it's really chilly outside. It's not quite spring or summer. This is, and you can see it on the bottom right. This is, I love it, the Sway TV sweatshirt. Take a look at this sweatshirt. I love this sweatshirt. It's black. It's got the Sway TV logo in our Sway TV turquoise blue, as you can see it. And let me tell you, this is a very thick and plush sweatshirt. This is not a cheapy sweatshirt. This is double lined, look, as you can see inside the hoodie. This is something like if you are on a set and you're on a set as production, a lot of times we get there so early, you want to wear a sweatshirt because it's so cold in the mornings. And then, of course, you can just always take it off. So this is great for going to school too, isn't it? Like you go to school in this Sway TV sweatshirt, and then as it gets warmer, you can just take it off. It's perfect. Now this I love too. We actually got this too. Doug Jeffrey, Fit Over 50. He ended up getting this shirt and he loves it. He's wearing it today. And as you can see on the bottom left of your screen, this is the Sway TV shirt. Isn't it neat? This is a long sleeve cotton shirt, and it's by Champion, which is a great athletic wear company, as you guys, many of you know. And this has a Sway TV logo that is on the shirt in a turquoise. And this is a really comfortable shirt. I think it's 100% cotton, and it breathes really, really well. This is a great shirt just to throw over, and then you can take it off as it gets warmer. Wonderful, wonderful Sway TV shirt that you can see. And now I want to show you the actual bag that I got. I got the Sway TV tote bag that has the blue logo. You can see it up there as well. And this is such an awesome, awesome tote bag for everybody to see. So there's so many, many items. We even have a Sway TV light colored tote with the light baby blue logo too. So if you don't like black and you want something different, I love black because this is the way I think that black is always versatile and you can't go wrong with it. So I got the one in black because I'm just gonna carry it with me everywhere because I have too much junk and I've tried to lessen and I can't. So I've just given up. I've given up and I can't lessen the amount of stuff that I have. But anyways, for those of you who wanted a lighter colored tote bag, I want to show you that we also have this version too. Now this is the Sway TV tote bag. It's a tan canvas and it's got the light Sway TV logo. So, and this is certified organic too. So you're not harming the planet. And I love these bags because they're so big and roomy. It's a great way to start off spring and summer. And, of course, as always, here is the Sway TV mug. So you guys, everybody here, we all use our Sway TV mugs and we love them. It's so funny. Now this side says, let's sway. as you guys know what that is, right? And I'll do it in a second. And this side says Sway TV. So if you guys get the mug, you can have Sway TV coffee time with us every morning, especially with me because I'm usually the first person here, right? So you can have a mug and we can say, let's sway. Or let me do it with the mug. We'll be like, let's sway. With the mug, like, let's sway. It's so funny. Anyway, so here is your Sway TV mug. It's white on the outside. It's black on the inside. And of course, it has the Sway TV logo on front of Let's Sway and Sway TV. It's so much fun, you guys. So I encourage you, take a look and check these products out because these are going to be so much fun. And I want to show you to be able to look at them. Amazon.com / shops with an S / Sway TV. So this is how you can check out all this awesome Sway TV merchandise that's available to you now because they just dropped on Amazon. I was so excited that made my day. And if you also, what I did was I went to just Amazon.com and I was able to find them by just putting on Sway TV. So if you just put in Sway TV, all this awesome merchandise will pop up. So you guys, if you're just joining us, I'm Candace Kita, and I'm your host here at Sway TV in the morning, right? Usually in the morning. How many of you guys out there saw Dave Blass, who is an Emmy-nominated set designer, his interview yesterday? Now, let me know if you saw it. Now, that was in the afternoon. And so that was a rare time. And the reason why I was here in the afternoon is because he's actually, and we can't say it, so I can't say what it is, but he is working on a top secret, huge project. What I can say is that it's a very large franchise that has a huge following. And he is working on this project. And so the only reason why we were able to get him at that time was it was his lunch hour. So he was so kind enough to, forego lunch that day to be able to talk to us for one exact hour where he was able to, share his stories of, how he became an Emmy-nominated set designer. He's been nominated for 3 Emmys and 6 awards for production design and well respected in the business. Now he's working on a very, very large project. And he said as soon as he's able to say it, because he signed a non-disclosure, but as soon as he's able to let us know, he'd be more than happy to come on and talk about all things blank. Can't say what it is, but you know what it is when we tell you. So he'll be able to talk to you guys about that. We'll give you a little bit of a lead up time and we'll let you know what it is at that time. So you guys who are fans of this highly acclaimed franchise, if you guys are fans of this, be sure to tune in at that time because he can answer all your questions and behind the scenes secrets, all that kind of good stuff that only insiders in the industry can tell you. So now, you guys, I just want to show you right here. If you are just now coming here today and you're like, what is this? What's going on? I don't understand what this is. This is Sway TV. And there are so many terrific hosts and wonderful shows that we offer here at Sway TV. So I just want to take a quick look to show you guys. I love these shows. You've got The Chakra Girl. You've got Lifestyles with Laura, where she talks about all things to do with health and beauty and fitness and diet and well-being, overall well-being. And you've got, On the Go with Tambi. Everybody loves Tambi, right? I've never seen anybody with so much energy. And every time I see her, and after she's finished, I'm like, how in the world do you have that much energy? I cannot believe it. And for those of you who have asked me before, because I know you have asked, she is that sweet. And she is that nice and that kind in real life, not just for the camera. Every time I see her, she's always got a smile on her face and she's always in a great mood. And she's just a wonderful person. And so you've got to check out, if you haven't already, On the Go with Tambi. Such a wonderful show. And Best at Home, it's as it sounds, right? All the awesome, terrific items here available on Amazon that are great for your home. And we check out all these new items that are so much fun. On the daily with Shay J. Now, you know, she's going to be coming up next after me. So, you guys, I love watching her awesome fitness routines. I love watching her slow, deep stretch. She does yoga. She does some calisthenics, and she does isometrics where you're using your own body weight to work as weights, as resistance. And she uses the resistance bands. So anyways, you guys, if you want a really fun workout, I encourage you, go ahead and, you know, she's on next, right? So I'm telling you ahead of time, go ahead and get your yoga mat out, you know, and just get set in front of the TV. Wherever you happen to be. If you're watching us remotely on the phone and you have a carpet, I would just put down your yoga mat. And even if you don't have a yoga mat, go ahead and put down a towel. See if you like it. And if you do, then, you know, there's so many awesome yoga mats that you can find right here on Amazon. And I'm not just saying that because, you know, I got my yoga mat here on Amazon. I love it. I highly recommend getting one because then it just comes to your door. You don't have to worry about it. So many products, so many of us actually have said, well, I've heard this from people like, I'll order a product on Amazon and it gets to me the next day. And then somebody else told me, and tell me if this is true. Has this happened to you guys? Let me know. Where you've ordered a product in the morning and it showed up by the end of the day. Has that happened to you too? Because I can't believe how fast things get to me. You know, case in point, and I'm going to show you guys pretty soon, I ordered, because remember the day, who remembers this? And let me know in the chat if you remember the day when Gina came on. We had a fan favorite day. Gina was here. She's so awesome. Gina Capone. If you're out there, say hi. And anyway, so Gina came on and she showed us, we had a day of beauty. And she showed us some of the items that she had gotten on Amazon. And we did a day of beauty. And then I showed her some products that I had gotten on Amazon. And anyways, one of the products, oh, here she is right now, you guys. I just want to show you this. This is highlights, and we had the best day. And I just want to show you, Gina. Oh, okay. Hold on one moment. Let me see. I'm just going to find it.
Oh, I think it's great because, one, because you show me new products that I normally wouldn't have probably looked at. And two, because of the community, it's fun. Like all the hosts are really nice. They seem so caring and they're really into the audience. You're not just selling things. You're like talking to us and like how we met, you know, we're interacting daily. It's like a family. Working from home can be isolating. So, you know, I have you guys kind of in my corner of my computer screen. I just leave it on and I'm listening with my earbuds. And as you are talking, then I'm like, oh, let me shoot over like while I'm doing design work.
We want to know, who are some of your favorite hosts and why? Why?
Obviously you, Candace.
Likewise.
I really enjoy Eden.
Mm-hmm.
She's awesome. So much fun. Like, she has the energy like David from Utopia. Like, they're on all the time, I feel like. Tammy's great. I like Laura. She's fun.
Uh-huh.
I just discovered Michelle.
Oh, yeah. Michelle's awesome.
She's on Eden's show, and I never saw her before. It was my first time. I mean, I like everybody because everybody has like something different to bring to the community. I think it's great.
Oh, Bear said hi to you. Kitty U says hi. Hi, Gina. Mike Toller. Gina Capone on live. Yes. How did you find the Amazon Live? And then what made you decide to go on there?
I was searching for something online and then all of a sudden like a little video popped up. So I clicked on it and I saw it was like, you know, people just like live streaming. David was actually the first person I clicked on.
Yeah, Utechvia says, what? Really? I'm the first one? That is awesome. So you saw Utechvia, then how did you end up here?
Just scrolling through all the different lives. I decided to click on Sway TV. I'm like, what's this? So I clicked on it and I just started following.
Do you remember what was going on? Was it like exercise?
It was Laura.
Oh, Lifestyles with Laura.
It was her. She was playing a video game.
Well, what your experience was, because I know that your experience. Yeah, because I remember that you were a finalist and your son was so excited, right?
He was screaming. My son was like, "We're gonna win! We're gonna win!" Because I was like down to 5, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I've been wanting this for so long," and like, I'm right there.
Oh my
and then
goodness!
They called my name like the second one, and I'm like, "Oh well, I got a $25 gift card, so I was happy with that," and I kept buying stuff. I was happy with the $25 because my son was asking me for, I think, a pop. So they're like, you know, a couple of dollars, and I was like, all right, I'll just buy him a pop.
Wasn't that terrific? That was so awesome. And, you know, Gina was talking about, really brings up a good point. It's like, you know, how did she find us here? And for so many of you out there, you know, you just happened upon us. She happened upon us. And it was Lifestyles with Laura when she saw us. And so, you know, I just never know how people come to find us. I'm so glad when you do. And I certainly hope that you become a member here of the Sway TV family. And I encourage you, of course, as you can, hit the follow button right now. Just go ahead and hit the follow button, as you can see right there, to follow us here at Sway TV for all of our awesome programming. You know, and another thing that we do here that we have so much fun with, and you guys have been so awesome in participating, and these are the Sway TV giveaways. You guys, we have had so many fun Sway TV giveaways, right? Oh my goodness. Like, let's talk about, like, you know, who was our first winner? You guys know who the first winner was, right? Let me just show you. Our first winner, and everybody loves him. This is Gary Earl from Toledo, Ohio. Gary, if you're out there, hey there, good morning. Gary won our very first giveaway, which was for a PlayStation 5. You got it. We just gave away a brand new PlayStation 5 because nobody can find them anywhere right now. And there's Gary. You can see him. He's so happy. He's sitting there with his PlayStation 5 at home, and we just love it. So now there have been other people that have won too, and I just want to show you real quick some of the other people that have won, and we've just been so excited. Here, this was the next time we gave away a PlayStation 5. But you know what? We didn't just give away a PlayStation 5, you guys. We gave away 2. We gave 2 more PlayStation 5s. This is only a couple weeks ago. And right now we have congratulations to Tyler and David. Now you can see Tyler, he's on the right side. And Tyler is like this. And so Tyler looks like basically he is at a ride at Disneyland. Because look at him, he's so excited. He looks like he's on a roller coaster. And Tyler was our official winner. Then on the left-hand side, you can see David Nguyen. Now, David, many of you know as Utechpia. He has his own stream here, and if you haven't checked him out, I really encourage you to. He's such a strong supporter of us here at Sway TV. We consider him a member of the Sway TV family, so much so that if you look right there, he's the other guy who's going out like this, except the only difference is he's got a kendo stick in one hand. We just gave him one. We just gave him one, so you guys... Why don't we just go ahead? Let's go ahead and let's take a look at this PlayStation giveaway. We're just going to show you what happened, and you're going to be so surprised at what happened because it's just like I just want to show everybody what happened. One moment, and let's...
Welcome to Sway TV. I am the flagship host here. My name's Laura. We've got our PS5.
Thank you so much for having an amazing giveaway.
My heart is pounding. It's not gonna be me, I'm telling you that right now.
Let's go.
This is scary.
So,
oh gosh.
Our first semi-finalist.
It's me, Tyler.
Okay, I have one. This is too much.
Second one. It's Tyler again.
It's me again. We need one more.
Third semi-finalist.
I am going to cry.
It's Tyler.
Is it me?
What? Tyler won.
It's Tyler!
Like, my heart is beating. It's amazing. I gotta go. I need to take a minute. I need to take a minute to breathe.
How is that, you guys? Isn't that awesome? So that was Tyler that you saw, and that was David Nguyen. And we had such an awesome time for them. We had such a wonderful time. And you know, we were hoping Tyler was going to win. He was so, you know, active in participating in this giveaway that we did just a couple of weeks ago. So I wanted to show you guys that. I mean, oh my goodness. And of course, I have to show you them unboxing. I wanted to show you this right here. This is Tyler and David, and they are unboxing their PlayStation 5s. It is so neat. There you can see Tyler. He's there on the bottom right, and he's unboxing his brand new PlayStation 5 that we gave to him as he was the official winner of our last giveaway. And then on the upper left, you can see David, who is Utechpia, David Nguyen. And you know what? We just gave him one. We just gave him a brand new PlayStation 5 because he's just been such a great supporter. And as you saw, he was so shocked and couldn't believe that he was going to get this PlayStation 5. And there he is. He unboxed it live. And he's been playing it, actually. He's been playing games such as Astro's Playground and Fortnite, all the great games that come with the brand new PlayStation 5. And so anyways, you guys, if you were there, you had to have just been so excited for them. I loved it. I was so happy to see them. And, you know, we just did another Carousel Challenge recently, too. So I wanted to show you this Carousel Challenge because, as you can see here, this was not the last one that we did, which was last week. This was actually the one before. There's Kike. Kike is one of our winners, and he won the brand new, it's called the Blue Yeti. This is the Blue Yeti microphone for his computer, and it's used for gaming. And he won the Blue Yeti by playing the Carousel Challenge. And, you know, I think he won something the last time, too, if I remember correctly. I think he won some Mevo lights, some Govee lights. And we're going to show you some highlights from the Carousel Challenge. So we're just going to show you right now.
I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to battle shop live. Wait for it. Woo! Yeah! You came to the right place. Tommy has 10. Yes, Tommy. Tyler's at 15. You guys are so awesome. Easton has 5. Nice job, Easton. Laura T, yes! Of all the love. Yes, good vibes only. You guys rock. Eden says, go, Shay J. Thanks, girl. I need it. Let's go, Capricorn. Don't leave me dry and high. Yes, Kim. Seth, am I too late? No, Seth, you are on time. Nice job, Noah. Keontae S, no, I used to watch you play the PS5. Yes. Enzo says, you're an awesome host. I love you, Enzo. Woo! 2, 1. Nice job, you guys. Woo! Can I just take a breath for a second? Like,
How is that for the awesome Shay J? She is, you're right, you know, whoever said that, she is an awesome host. And she's right here, you know, she's coming up next after me, you guys. And so you're going to see some fitness with her. And I love her awesome fitness routines. I love her energy. She is so awesome. If you guys, you know, are in the chat and you know her, you love watching her shows, don't forget to stay tuned because she is coming and she's going to be here very shortly and she's going to be doing some fitness for you guys. So I highly recommend you to check her out if you haven't done so already. So anyways, we've been just having so much fun on all these giveaways, right? And you know, we had actually this that one of our favorite people who comes in actually said, and this was in regards to her giveaway. And I wanted to show you guys what she had said because she participated in the Carousel Challenge and she won this back massager that I'll show you guys right after so you could see. But this is from Gina Capone. If you're out there, say hi. And she said, Andy, OMG, I received this back and neck massager, and I was hit by a car as a pedestrian in 2003. And I've had problems with my back, neck, and hips for years. As I type, know that you are giving me such a relief is that you're giving me already. Thank you. And she put YOUUU exclamation point, exclamation point. You made my day. Tons of exclamation points. My eternity. Tons of exclamation points. Ha ha. XOXO. Gina Capone. So I thought that was so awesome, you guys. And I happen to have it right here. This is the back massager that she's talking about. And, this is one of the gifts that we just, gave away as a thank you to you guys when you played the Carousel Challenge. This is a terrific back massager. This is by Zillion, and I wanted to show you. She always shows everybody here that when you turn it on, it has this awesome massagers inside that you can see. And what's going to happen is in a moment, they automatically go the other way. And as you can see, it's red there. So, this is emanating this really smooth heat. It's so wonderful and so relaxing. And a lot of times you guys don't even know, because I am like one of the first people here in the morning, that I take this back massager and I put it on. And I put it on right here. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. Now, I have this on my lower back right now. Oh my goodness. It feels so good. I could probably fall asleep right now in front of you guys. It's so relaxing. I'm starting to feel the heat penetrating, just to describe it, into my lower back. Now it's turning the other way automatically. And what I really like about it is not only do I use it on my lower back, that's my problem area, I also put this back massager on the middle, and you can also use it on your neck. And I'm going to show you in a minute how you can put it on your neck. And then Gina, who wrote that nice letter, she actually puts this massager on her calves. And she said, when you get this back massager, you have to try it on your calves. It is so amazing. Let me go ahead and show you how I take this back massager. And like you can see, there it is moving. And I'm going to go ahead and put it behind on my lower back here. I'm in my upper back here, and you can actually put it on your neck. Oh, it feels great. So you guys, if you don't have anybody around to massage you, this is the perfect thing. This is the perfect thing. I mean, why not? It's so portable and it's so light. You can throw it in a suitcase and it'll just work for you. Feels so good. I'm using it right now. And another item that we put in the carousel for the Carousel Challenge, you guys, if you wanted to win it too, so many people won these GoV LED strip lights. So many people won these strip lights, and it was a choice for so many people. And they were saying Gina got some, and she used them in her computer area. And then Rosalinda was able to get some. She got the clear ones, and she used them in the kitchen. And she said whenever there was an area that was dark, she was able to light up by using these GoV LED strip lights. And I was like, how do you use them? And they said, these are so simple. All you do is you peel, stick, plug in the wall, and turn them on. It's that simple. So they were saying anybody could do them. So I think it's just great. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. If you want to win some of these, check out our next Carousel Challenge, which I'm sure we'll be having pretty soon. We had so much fun, and you can have an opportunity.
Nervous.
Second one. Did not look. Are you kidding me? It's Tyler. It's Tyler again.
Oh my god, what if it's me? This is too much.
Are you kidding me?
It's me again.
It's Tyler again.
Okay.
Probably Tyler.
Are you kidding?
Is it Tyler again?
It's Tyler.
Oh, I knew it.
It's Tyler
Tyler
again.
has too many entries. He has too many entries. Tyler's got too many.
Okay. Okay. We need one more. We need one more. One more to win it all. We need one more to win it all.
Third semifinalist. It is Germo. Diego. Is Diego here in the chat? Diego, you have 1 minute to show yourself in the chat.
I was gonna have a heart attack like right now. So good thing I have. There's 2 versus me. Oh my goodness. This is too scary. If he doesn't show up, and they pick me. Oh God. I am going to cry.
Oh man, if it's Tyler, he's the winner. Oh man. Is it Tyler? Is it Tyler?
Germo. Diego.
Diego.
Is Diego here in the chat? Diego,
In
you
the
have
chat,
1 minute
Diego.
Watch it be David. I'm shaking.
Picking a new third semifinalist. All right. Our third semifinalist. It's Tyler!
Is it me?
What? Tyler won! Wow, congratulations, Tyler. You got 3 entries.
It's Tyler! I cannot make this up. Congratulations, Tyler. This PS5 has your name on it, and it's wrapped in these lovely Gobi lights. We love that so much.
Like my heart is beating. Like you guys can't see it. Scream? I can't because I'm. No, if you guys should see my heart, I wish you guys were able to see. It's amazing. Can't go over the isolating fan. Oh my goodness. I gotta go. I need to take a minute. I need to take a minute to breathe.
And now, this is a moment, okay, I just want to say something. So this is a moment that so many people have been waiting for. People always ask, what is Sway TV? What's going on here? You know, this is so high quality. The production.
So much fun. And like I said, you know, coming up next is going to be Shay J with her awesome fitness routines. So I encourage you guys to, you know, a lot of people, this is what I hear, and people like Sammy have told me, people like Gina have told me, that you guys are working remotely from home or you're doing school. And so what do? You just put one screen up that is your work or your school, and your other screen is Sway TV. And some of you guys have been telling me you've been leaving Sway TV on all day because, you know, you can chat with us live, like right now. And so if you wanted to leave a question, a comment, a suggestion, if you want to engage with us, this is an awesome opportunity. You can do it all day long if you want, and we'll get back to you live time. Because we're always here live at Sway TV. Like right now, for example, it's Tuesday morning, it's 9 o'clock, 9:02. It's 9:02 to be exact. And, you know, I want to hear what you're doing. And how was your week been? It's only Tuesday, right? It's only Tuesday. You still have a lot to go. You know, what are your plans for the week and what are you doing? And how's the weather where you are? I always love hearing that because, you know, you guys, I'm obsessed with the weather and I don't know why, and I have been my whole life. So I love hearing what you guys are up to. And like I said, next, let me just show you some of the awesome shows that we have here. So these are some of our great shows that we have here at Sway TV. And just to let you guys know who's coming on after me is Shay J and her awesome fitness routines. As you can see right there, that's Shay J. We've got On the Daily with Shay J. Awesome yoga, slow deep stretch, you know, isometrics, and some calisthenics, you know, and a lot of it is everybody can do. You know, and I always say, Doug Jeffrey, Fit Over 50, says the same thing. Sometimes it's important just to move, right? Sometimes it's just important just to move and get yourself going. So, you know, she's coming on next. I highly encourage you guys to go ahead and join. And you guys can see. Hold on one moment. We're going to go back here for a second.
No, that's not the back button. The back button.
This one?
It's this one here, right here.
Oh, we're going to go see here. So hold on one second. And, you know, you guys, I'm so excited that you are here with me today. And stay tuned for Shay J. She's coming out with her awesome fitness routines. Good morning, you guys. Have an awesome day. Let's sway.
Make sure you guys follow Sway TV. Follow Sway right here. Ooh, it's this way, sorry. Corey says, thank you, Sway TV. Shakira says, thank you, Sway. Yes, guys, it is so much fun. We love Sway TV.
We're here all the time streaming live. We're sharing great products. We're doing great interviews and amazing giveaways.
Amazon, we love you,
Yes.
Amazon.
So grateful for you guys and for Sway TV.
I've had such a great time with all of you.
Shop attainment all the time.
It is a girl's dream come true for someone like me to be able to give you dating advice and shopping all in one platform.
Amazon Live! Woo! Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's go. Let's sway. Woo!